This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego, only on WTOP.
It may be 3 days later than expected, but the wait is finally over, and the Laker faithful will finally get what they deserve as the biggest rivalry in Division III hockey comes to town tonight as the Oswego State Lakers will lay it all on the line in the SUNYAC semifinal tonight against their arch rival, the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Welcome inside the Morano Campus Center Ice Arena and into Hockey Night in Oswego alongside Nick Ketter and Zach Case. I'm your host, Brian Rudman, as we get you set for a 7 o'clock puck drop here tonight. Now, guys, it's the best time of the year. It's playoff time, but before we really dive into this matchup, let's take a look at what's been going on in other games around the SUNYAC.
Well, we know who won competitor in the SUNYAC championship. That'll be Geneseo. They are going to host. They had a 7-0 win over the Potsdam Bears, and they will face the winner of tonight's game, the 2-seeded Lakers versus the 5-seeded Plattsburgh Cardinals, and that will take place in Geneseo. It's going to be a tough game for whoever has to go in there and try to beat these Geneseo Knights.
Yeah, definitely. If you're Oswego or Plattsburgh, you know that you got to win this game. Don't look ahead to that championship 2 yet. You got 60 minutes of play here before you go to Geneseo. Then you have a tough battle for the finals. It's definitely going to be a good game here tonight.
Now, you take a look at that Geneseo game. Obviously, the 7-0 win, they've already punched their ticket. Looking deeper into that one, how did they get the job done in such a dominant fashion?
Well, I definitely look at the fact that 7 goals in the first 2 periods alone. You see the shot totals 30-26 in favor for Potsdam. That just shows how Geneseo is dangerous. They don't even have to shoot that many pucks on net. 19 minutes in the penalty box for Potsdam. That's definitely a bad sign, especially the fact that Geneseo is definitely the power play juggernaut of the league. And then face-offs, 44-24. If you're winning in the face-offs, you're definitely controlling the game. And Geneseo did just that, coming away with a victory, a decisive one in the semifinals against Potsdam.
And you look at those penalty minutes, how important is it for whoever ends up winning this game to stay out of the box?
Well, if you go back to the last time the Lakers went to Geneseo, they were knocking on the door of 100 penalty minutes in that game, and they lost that game 9-1. If that's any consolation as to how important it is to stay out of the box and keep a cool head, that's important in this game as well, but it's going to be important going into Geneseo too.
Now you look at Geneseo, obviously 7-0 win, second in the USCHO national rankings. Are they unstoppable, or can one of these two teams slow them down?
Well, you know, they're number 1 in the SUNYAC, as you said, second in the USCHO. They average 5.15 goals per game, and they average 40.7 shots per game. Those are insane numbers. They are going to be a hard team to stop. But, you know, I think the Lakers maybe have the better chance if they can get through this game. They had Geneseo right where they wanted them in Morano Campus Center the last time they faced off, but it just didn't come through. Geneseo's offense won in that game.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to look back at Oswego. They got Steven Kozakowski now in net. He did great against Geneseo back in the Morano Campus Center, but now going back on the road to Geneseo in the finals, I think Oswego's the better team. They had 98 goals in the regular season. That's the second best behind Geneseo in the SUNYAC. So if you're Oswego, you're definitely the better offensive team compared to Plattsburgh going into these finals here.
Now, in regards to this game, it was originally scheduled for Saturday. It got to be pushed back to today, Tuesday. And the reason for that delay was a blown compressor here in the arena that is used to freeze the ice. When it blew, the ice melted, and the school was forced to bring in a temporary replacement and relay the ice. We talked to the team this week. They had to skate at local rinks and practice there, only 1 day of practice here. We talked to them this week to get their thoughts on what the delay meant for this game.
We get a little extra time to be ready, so that's always good. Hasn't really shaken anybody too much. There was a bit of a shock when we found out, but otherwise we know the ice is going to be back in. We know we're going to have a home game, so in the time being we're practicing at the local rink over at the Fort. We'll take care of business there, and when we get up back on the ice on Monday for practice, it's business as usual.
Well, I hope the students come out. You know, I hope the locals, Tuesday night, a little different for us. Players, both men and women's programs, worked hard all season long to put ourselves in a situation to host. So, you know, unforeseen, the things that occurred here, losing the ice. So we are grateful to our administration and our fans, and, you know, we're hoping, hey, we can deliver on our end.
Even going there, it's usually a pretty loud atmosphere. So, you know, with a chance to have that happen again on home ice with our fans, and when everyone gets the towels and t-shirts going and stuff, it makes for a good, exciting game to be in part of. So hopefully it ends up being a good game, and I think the atmosphere will be great.
Well, the wait was certainly worth it. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll dive into this rivalry. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10 as we get you set for Whiteout Part 2. Once again, alongside Nick Ketter and Zach Case, I'm Brian Rudman. Now, obviously, the Cardinals and the Lakers, two of the biggest rivals in D3 hockey. Nick, you got a chance to really take a look at this rivalry this week.
I did, and tonight is a chance for the Lakers to punch their ticket to the SUNYAC Championship. But, however, standing in their way is a familiar foe, Plattsburgh. I got a chance to catch up with the team this week to hear about what their preparations are for the big game. Tonight, the Oswego State Lakers and Plattsburgh Cardinals write a new chapter in their historic rivalry. The Lakers have bested the Cardinals in the last 3 matchups, but even with the recent success, the Lakers will not be taking them lightly.
Hard to beat a team 3 times. Platty's a good team, and like us, I would say they're playing their best hockey at the end of the year. They had a fight to get into the playoffs, and you get that mentality, you can run with it a long way. We certainly want to try to continue, as do they. So you're going to get their best effort. I believe we'll get our best effort. Your best players need to be your best players. You got to have sound goaltending, and you got to get some breaks.
The Lakers and Cardinals will face off for the 131st time tonight, but for sophomore transfer Mac Lewis, it'll be his first taste of the rivalry. Lewis will look to bring his physical play into the game.
Yeah, I know what I'm here to do. I enjoy doing it, so yeah, I think if I was Plattsburgh, I'd be a little scared for sure.
The Lakers will look to preparation and team chemistry to lead them through the game, and as junior captain Carter Allen put it, no one is ready to go home.
Every team has a clock at this point, and it's going to run up for everyone. So being that it's borrowed time for everyone in the league, we want to milk every last second we can out of it. So we've had a close group. We said it all year, starting with the trip to Italy and everything in between. I don't think anyone here is ready for that to come to an end. So I think everyone's pretty focused, and we know what we got to do.
The Lakers are feeling really good about their recent success and will look to carry it into this game. The team also mentioned that they're excited to see the crowd tonight and feed off their energy.
Now, of course, when you get two teams who dislike each other so much, like the Lakers and the Cardinals, there's bound to be a bunch of physical play, and hopefully for these teams' sake, that won't have too big of an outcome in terms of penalty minutes. When we talked to the team this week, they acknowledge that this is a big game, but they're trying to keep things business as usual heading into this one.
Yeah, I think they'll be confident group coming in. They think they're on a hot streak to end the season. They had a couple wins lined up in a row. And, winning that first playoff game gives them an extra confidence boost for sure. So I think they're going to be pretty pumped up to come in and play, but we're going to match that intensity all the way.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty excited and bring some momentum maybe, but, we just got to stick to our game and shut them down, and we'll take that away from them pretty fast, I think.
It's a big rivalry game. It's a playoff game. Winner goes home, or I should say winner advances, loser goes home. As far as, the pressure, there's been pressure every game here, last however many games.
Now, the last 2 chapters in this rivalry have been written in Oswego's favor. They've gotten the wins earlier in the season, both in the regular season. How have they gotten it done against the Cardinals this year?
Well, they've had great offense from Carter Allen, Tyler Curry. Their defensemen stepping up on offense. As you can see in the first meeting, they won the shots again there, 29 shots to 25. And they stayed mostly out of the box, only 10 penalty minutes in that game. In the second matchup, they lost the shot total, but they won the game 4-2. They were pretty efficient there, scoring 4 goals on 23 shots. Also, staying out of the penalty box.
Yeah, one thing I like to see is Stephen Kazakowski got one of his wins in January against Plattsburgh on the road. So if you're Kazakowski, you haven't been in a playoff game since, or in general for the Lakers. So now you just got to focus on the fact that look back at that win when you played Plattsburgh, and now move into the fact that this is the game now that you have to play here.
Now, coming into the game, obviously, with the 2 wins earlier in the year and home ice advantage, I'd say it's probably safe to say Oswego's the favorite. Should the Lakers be on upset alert today, or will they complete the season sweep?
No, I definitely think Plattsburgh has a chance for the upset here. Momentum coming off an overtime win in Brockport in the quarterfinals. That's definitely a big win. And the fact that you went to Morrisville 2 weekends ago and not upset, but got 2 wins, got yourself into the SUNYAC tournament. So now you're on a 4-game win streak coming into the Marano Campus Center. You know the rivalry at hand. So I think if you're Plattsburgh, you're definitely going to have a good chance of the upset here tonight.
Absolutely should be a really good game. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll really dive into this matchup and bring you our players to watch. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10 as the Lakers and Cardinals prepare to do battle once again alongside Nick Ketter and Zach Case. I'm Brian Rudman. Now, guys, let's take a look at this matchup. When these two teams face off, they always draw a lot of attention. What can we expect out of them tonight?
I think you're going to see a really fast matchup out of the gates. I think Plattsburgh has a lot of momentum coming out of that double overtime win, and the Lakers, man, they've been itching to get on this Marano Campus Center ice. I think it's going to be a quick start with a lot of physicality.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely look at the physicality and then penalty minutes. If you stay out of the box, I think you got good chances on the power play here. And if you're Oswego, you definitely have the special teams in your favor. So we're going to see Oswego hopefully come on top here with the special teams.
Now, guys, let's take a look at Plattsburgh first. What have they done so far this season that's gotten them to this point in the playoffs and in the SUNYAC semifinals?
Well, Plattsburgh's done a good job hanging around in the SUNYAC standings. They have 69 goals, 188 points. Shots on goal average is about 31.8. Power play goals is 11. Penalty minutes per game about 12. And on the power play, they're 16 for 93. So not the best numbers, but they are hanging around or in the mid-pack. They've done a good job of winning games when it counts to get them in a situation like this against the Lakers.
Yeah, I definitely like Plattsburgh here. Solid goaltender in net, Jimmy Podruda. We're going to talk about him later, but obviously they have a stellar penalty kill. That's one thing that's definitely keeps them apart when you're in the middle pack for the SUNYAC, but I definitely like their penalty kill from Plattsburgh.
Now for Oswego, how do the Lakers compare to the Cardinals?
I definitely look at the fact that they had an up and down season, but 98 goals is second in the SUNYAC with 272 points. Shots on goals per game, 36.5. And then power play goals, 22. Penalty minutes per game, 14.4. That's big, especially for the Lakers. But an up and down season overall for them. January wasn't a good month for them, especially around the Pathfinder tournament time. But if you're the Lakers, you're definitely winning games now. You're on a 4-game win streak, so I think they're good going into this game.
Now, looking at these teams, we've talked all show long about how they're bitter rivals, and there's bound to be some aggressive play. How does that physicality and aggressiveness play into this game, and how will it affect the outcome?
Well, I think it's going to be a little bit different than people think out of the gate. I know we talked to the Lakers, and they said that their goal really wasn't to play that physical in this game, and it actually helped them out in the first whiteout. But, I mean, with the pace of a game like this, with the crowd, with the adrenaline for the players, it's going to get physical no matter what either team tries to do. So you're going to see a lot of aggressive play, and everybody's going to be finishing their checks.
Yeah, the crowd's definitely going to get involved here tonight in the Marano Campus Center. It's already packed here behind us right now on the perch. But if you're Oswego, you definitely need to feed off that crowd, and you need to allow that crowd to get involved early on against this Plattsburgh team.
Now, let's take a look at the two most important men for the next 3 hours. Those are going to be the guys between the pipes. What's it going to look like in goal tonight for either side?
Well, for Plattsburgh, Jimmy Perduta, 23 games played for the Cardinals with 1.88 goals allowed per game, 10 power play goals allowed, and 29 shots faced per game. Compared to Kozakowski, who hasn't really played all that much for the Lakers, 1.84 goals allowed per game with only 3 power play goals allowed. So if you're Kozakowski, you definitely got to stay focused here coming into this playoff game. You're definitely the better goalie in between the pack.
Well, it's a very important game for Jimmy Perduta. He's a junior on this team. He's played all but 4 games in the season, and he's really had to put this team on his shoulders, especially in big games like this. So look for number 29 tonight.
Now, as puck drop approaches, it's time to take a look at who we think you should be keeping an eye on tonight. Starting with the away team, who should the fans be keeping an eye on in red?
Well, on the Plattsburgh side, number 16, Ryan Kuhn. He's a senior, 4 goals, 9 assists on the season, 13 points. Against Plattsburgh, he only has 1 goal, but that was in the last contest, and he will be starting on the 4th line tonight. He's one of the captains on this team, so look to him for some leadership with a young team.
Yeah, and I'm going to go over with another assistant captain, and Joe Drobin, the senior forward. He leads the team at points with 25, 8 goals, 17 assists. He's definitely a key leadership position as a senior for the Cardinals. I think he's going to have a key factor in this game, especially on the goals and the assist side.
Now on the other side, who should the Laker faithful be relying on tonight?
Well, it's senior captain Josh Isaac. He's coming off of a big 2-goal game against Fredonia. He's got 11 goals and 11 assists this year, and in the last 3 versus Plattsburgh, he's got 2 goals. So he's in a scoring mood. He's a leader on this team, so look for him in this game.
I'm definitely going to go to the other side of the age spectrum here with Alex DiCarlo, the freshman forward. Hasn't played in every game for the Lakers, but 9 goals, 8 assists in 20 games played. That's 17 points. That's great if you're a freshman coming in, and now you got a spot on the lineup. So look for him to bring some energy tonight for the Lakers.
Now, as the lights go down behind us, we're getting closer and closer to puck drop. It's time to get some predictions. Who do you guys have in this one?
Well, since I've been here as a student, I haven't seen Plattsburgh score a goal in here. I think they'll get their first one today, but I think the Lakers will win this one 3-1.
I definitely have Plattsburgh instead. I'm going to go to the opposite side of the show. 3-2 overtime win for the Cardinals. I think they have a lot of momentum coming in the Marano Campus Center.
Well, over the weekend, Scott Van Pelt went to Maryland, and he called Maryland by a million. I'm not quite that confident, but I still got Oswego. 3-2, just like that last year's semifinal game. Now we got a little more time. How do these teams remain calm and stay focused on getting the job done tonight?
Well, I think the Lakers are the more senior-heavy team. They're more experienced. I think they do a better job managing the crowd noise, managing their adrenaline, staying disciplined. Look out for the Plattsburgh Cardinals. They kind of struggled in that whiteout game early in the season.
Yeah, and if you're Plattsburgh, I think you drain out the crowd there. You definitely got to just keep your bus or legs moving coming off this bus coming in the Marano Campus Center.
All right, that's all the time we have here on the Perch, but stick around throughout the entire night. We'll be back with intermission reports and the post-game show. But for now, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, it's Luke Owens and Matt Watling in the Steve Levy press box with final preparations for the big SUNYAC semifinal between Plattsburgh and Oswego. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP.
Hello and welcome inside the Steve Levy press box. Luke Owens joined alongside Matt Watling. And Matt, we've got a great matchup tonight, of course, Plattsburgh State and Oswego State. We know there's a trip to the SUNYAC championship on the line, but Matt, you know, for both these two teams, what hangs in the balance for both sides?
Well, for Oswego State first, obviously we talked about it all season long, 13 seniors, most likely their last game on home ice, want to go out with a bang. And again, some question marks heading into next season. 13 players returning for the Lakers, that leaves a lot of roster space open. Now you've got Plattsburgh. It's their first chance for this young nucleus. You've got 9 freshmen starting tonight. Parita's got one more kick at the can next year as well. And this is a first-year head coach in Steve Moffitt. So there's a lot to look at for both sides. Kind of completely polar opposites. Oswego State's so senior-heavy. Really the last chance for this current group, and Plattsburgh just getting started.
And as we take a look at the matchup tonight, of course, a rivalry game and also a spot in the championship on the line. So, Matt, what are your expectations in this matchup?
Oh, it's going to be so tight checking this high-intensity game. Plattsburgh already plays a game that's a lot more low impact, a lot more low scoring than you're usually used to seeing if you're not a Oswego State Laker fan, and that's going to get magnified because of the playoff implications and the fact that you're playing in such a high game of magnitude.
And you mentioned Jimmy Parita in the net tonight for Plattsburgh State. How big is he going to have to be tonight for Plattsburgh State to pull the upset?
He's going to be huge. If Plattsburgh goes on to win, you'd expect a 2-1 game because this is a team that can't really score with the Lakers as much as you'd expect. So Parita needs to have a really big game tonight.
And of course, Steven Kozakowski in net for the Lakers. And of course, you know, his first playoff game, what do you expect from the sophomore?
I expect him to be pretty settled in. Of course, he played against Geneseo a couple games ago here on home ice. That was the game to let him get his butterflies out. He got a lot more comfortable, but the start of that game wasn't not the greatest for him, but he was definitely a little bit nervous. He told Ben Greco, the Oswegonian sports editor and beat writer, I should say, and now he's more settled in, he's comfortable, he's ready for this game, and he's got a little bit of time to think about it due to that 3-day delay.
And of course, it's a Tuesday night, but you know, Matt, the energy level seems to be up there inside the wheelhouse tonight.
Yeah, I can barely hear ourselves think as the crowd is really getting ready to go and turn things up for puck drop.
And we're going to take a quick break here on WTOP 10, but when we come back, puck drop, Oswego State and Plattsburgh State right here on WTOP 10. The Oswego State Lakers began the 2019-2020 campaign with a boatload of expectations. They returned a majority of their team from last season, including 13 seniors that were hungry for revenge after a tough NCAA tournament loss on home ice. But after early season struggles and losses to nationally ranked teams, the Lakers have just one path to the national tournament, capturing a SUNYAC championship. Winners of 4 straight games, Oswego State begins that journey tonight inside the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena against their biggest rival, the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Hello and welcome everybody back inside the arena. I'm Luke Owens, joined alongside Matt Watling. And Matt, you could not write a better script for this matchup.
No, you certainly couldn't. I was talking to Captain Josh Zizek this week, and he said, you know what, look, this was a game I wanted to play. I wouldn't have it any other way. Last game, most likely on home ice against these Plattsburgh Cardinals for a chance to beat them for the 3rd time this season. What a storybook ending for what mostly will be the last game on home ice for these 13 seniors.
And of course, 3 days after scheduled puck drop on Saturday, but we've got new ice, no logo at the center, but that does not matter because we are about ready for puck drop as it'll be Anthony Pissarro facing off. And for the Cardinals, freshman Adam Trudowitz, the 131st edition of the best rivalry in Division III hockey. Oswego State, Plattsburgh State, inside the wheelhouse. And an early offsides call as Adam Trudowitz just a step early there for the Cardinals.
And Trud's one of the best players on this team, but starting and looking at Plattsburgh, I should say, their keys to the game. First off, you've got to play a tighter game. They don't score a lot. You got to limit shots on both ends. In the first whiteout game, you give up 13 shots in the first. Parita makes a couple saves, but they end up winning. Of course, make Kazakowski uncomfortable. Forcing turnovers is the best way for Plattsburgh to get goals past Kazakowski, who's been great in net. And finally, take the crowd out of it. It's whiteout part 2 for a reason. The crowd is rocking. You've got to silence the crowd, especially early on, where the Lakers try to feed off these guys.
And Oswego State looking for some early offense as Mitch Emerson carries into the zone. He's going to swing it around, but it's played by Philip Middleton, the Cardinals' graduate senior captain, up to Mitch Hale. Hale is going to try to find Draven along the wing. Draven moving in with some speed, harassed by Antonucci behind the net. Back on the front, Trudowitz took a shot. Looked like it might have skipped wide, might have hit the stick of Mitch Emerson. So some early good opportunities for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they've looked really good flying on all cylinders. Lakers trying to generate too, but a really stifling defense do the Plattsburgh Cardinals have.
And a big hit late early on, of course, physicality always big in a rivalry as Falanga carries in for the Cardinals. Past Antonucci, he's going to dump it down low, trying to find Young, but he comes out with the puck, trying to find a pass in front, but a good stick play there by Max Novick, and Antonucci clears his own to center ice. Pizzo fanned on a little bit as Gillespie's going to chase Kyle behind the Plattsburgh State net. As just a minute and 5 seconds into this rivalry game, of course, a spot in the SUNYAC Championship at Geneseo on Saturday on the line. Josh Zizek tried to get out in front, and Travis Broman was a step too slow, and he's going to try to get it back to the point. Carson Vance. Vance setting up the Lakers offense with Carter Allen as Vance controls it blue and takes a shot, rebound in front, and Gillespie couldn't get a stick on it. Good opportunity there for the Lakers as they move. Gillespie pot in front for Zizek, took a shot, rebound right in front, pass to Broman, he scored! Travis Broman and the Lakers draw first blood.
And what a great play by the Lakers. Zizek a couple chances in front, and the vision of this captain to get his backhand pass over to Broman, just brilliant. And Broman with a no-doubter as he puts it behind Parita as we watch the replay here. Puck in front, Gillespie prying it out. Zizek, one chance, two chance, holds, hesitates, fans on it, gets to Broman wide open as 3 or 4 Cardinals out in front. They're outnumbered but not outmanned as Broman slips in behind the defense on the back door.
And just a minute and a half into this game, the crowd already brought to their feet by the stellar sophomore, Travis Broman, as puck dropped back, won by Christian DeFelice, Plattsburgh State. They've got to quiet this crowd down very quickly to make sure this doesn't get out of hand. Puck back to the neutral zone, played by Dowell, but it hits off the skate of Molinaro, and he'll chase against Ryan Hogg. Molinaro knocking Hogg down there, no call. Might have been a high hit there as DeFelice and Lewis go to work behind the boards, but it's going to be Christian Dowell carrying out for the Cardinals. Dowell chipping and chasing to McMillan, but stolen away by Lawson, dumped over to Alden. Lawson and Lewis, as Lewis, we know he can lay the boom, he does there, but it's back behind the Lakers net, controlled by Tyler Curry. Molinaro once again carrying in. He tried to chip for Lewis, but Lewis needed line changes. Kirkby took some friendly fire there, and he got shoved into his own bench. Spink out to play for the Lakers as we go back to the neutral zone.
Yeah, and battle with DeFelice, their number 23 for the Cardinals. He had a pair of goals in the win against Brockport, which were his 3rd and 4th goal of the season. Not a goal scorer, but had a great chances there in the first playoff game.
And with that stoppage in play, Matt, let's look at the keys to the game for Oswego State.
Well, first off, be patient if you're Oswego State. Plattsburgh's defense, they'll collapse in below the hash marks, but you can't force it. Second, situational awareness. Plattsburgh offense is so opportunistic, not really dynamic. When they're buzzing, chip it out and get behind the puck and finally win the first 5 minutes. Lakers doing a great job of that so far in that early goal. But again, this is a young Cardinals team, 9 freshmen, as we said. You want to shake them up a little bit, and it looks like they might be so far.
And a good face-off win there by a freshman, Christian Thomas, for the Cardinals, as the puck's still deep in their defensive zone, but a good stretch pass to Kuhn, who's moving in with some speed. Kuhn moving in 1-on-3. He's just going to have to swing that around and try to find Thomas, but a good play by Tyler Kirkby to chip it up to center ice as Spink chasing Arujo. Pass up ahead, Cardinals moving in. Kuhn in the slot, try to get a backhand, but a good defensive play there by Scorpio getting back. Novick laying a hit on Thomas behind the net, as the physicality definitely playing a factor early on in this one, as Antonucci might have got hooked in. We're going to have a whistle here, and we'll wait for the ruling.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a penalty. Maybe the net's off its moorings there over in Kozakowski's end as he's going to skate off towards the goal line now, take a quick bit of a gander, or a walk, I should say. As really both goaltenders tested so far, Plattsburgh hasn't been credited with any shots on goal, but again, they've got some puck play in the Oswego State end. Yeah, and as you mentioned there, Kozakowski has taken the skate as Tredowitz will center that top line, the freshman from a bit of a local kid from Baldwinsville, New York, a town over from where Stephen Kozakowski's from, Liverpool, as Sutton takes a spill, and then Emerson takes a spill on top of him. No call as Andrew Pizzo controls up to Tredowitz. Cardinals trying to just chip one up there, and Kozakowski will cover, and with 16:35 remaining in this first period, we'll hear from our rinkside reporter, Michael Gross.
Well, Travis Broman opening the scoring here in the wheelhouse. It's whiteout number 2, but this will be the last one for 13 members of this team, as 13 seniors will be graduating this year. But now it's time for a change of the guard. Will Broman, now with 26 points on the season, be that number 1 next year? Well, we'll wait and see. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mike, and a big chance in front there as Kozakowski covers up, but for Plattsburgh State, down 1-0, but they've put a lot of good offensive pressure on Kozakowski these last couple possessions.
They have. They've done a good job at least generating some offense. They can't really find that second or third pass to get a good shot off, and if I'm then trying to work it back to their defense, Matt Arujo was the leading scorer for this defense last season, led the defense in points, and was an EHL All-Star a couple of seasons ago with the Boston Junior Rangers, so he's got a lot of offensive prowess, as well as a couple other guys with, guys like Sutton and Pizzo, big bodies as well.
Roman moving in, nifty move, takes a shot, and a good save there by Pareda. Rebound in front, no dice, and a nifty move there by Travis Broman to get the shot off.
Yeah, and Gillespie with Pareda so far out of his net. Gillespie slid down into that crease, trying to pull it in from behind and get a goal. Surprised more Plattsburgh Cardinals didn't attack him after getting in really behind Pareda, something we don't really see too much in hockey.
Yeah, it's really surprising to see a forward get behind the goaltender as the Lakers keep that line of Zizek, Gillespie, and Broman on the ice against the third line of Falanga, Young, and Schultz. Zizek wins the faceoff for the Lakers, but Young's able to kind of tap that one back as Plattsburgh State looking to get a defensive zone exit here. Falanga harassed by Broman. Broman has his fingerprints all over this one. He had a goal just a minute and a half in, gave the Lakers a 1-0 lead. Puck kind of loose there. Gillespie took a hit from Hogg, but Zizek's going to spin it back behind the net as Gillespie chases, but it's controlled by Hogg. Cardinals trying to settle down after allowing that early goal. That one's going to go all the way down. No icing call as it tipped off the glove of Lakers alternate captain Carter Allen. Allen dumps it to his D partner, and Carson Vance. He's harassed that time by Schultz. A good job by the freshman to keep the pressure on. Zizek, a good move to exit the zone. Tried to get it up to Gillespie, but instead the Cardinals are going to need a line change.
And this feels like playoff hockey. The animosity, the attention to detail that Zizek puts, the extra efforts that you see on both sides really evident here just 5 minutes in.
Yeah, and Sullivan almost sprung there for the Lakers, but the pass went wide, so Pareda was able to play it behind the net. So no issue there as Christian Dahl is going to send that one deep, and a good play there by McMillan to tip it down as Mac Lewis on his knees plays that puck right in front of the Lakers penalty box. Lewis laying a hit there, and his comments earlier in the week, of course, saying Plattsburgh State should be scared of me. Always interesting to put bulletin board material out there, but he did as he talked to WTOP 10, and now it's going to be Tyler Curry moving into the zone against the Rougeau. He's going to chip it in, and Alden's going to chase for the Cardinals. Sullivan controlling behind the net. He has Lewis for a pass in front. Shot one looked like it hit off the pad of Pareda, and now numbers going the other way. Alden and Middleton working in 2-on-2. Alden tried to get it through to Middleton, but a great defensive play by Tyler Curry.
A great play there, and it was a pair of defenders coming in for the Cardinals as the net is knocked off its moorings once more. And getting back to that chance for Mac Lewis on his forehand, the righty. Couldn't get it, really drag it around Pareda. If he was a lefty, he might have had an easier job, but again, this third line for the Lakers and Sullivan, Lewis, and Molinaro, I would certainly not want to be playing against them. All 190 pounds or bigger and all 6 feet. Just a lot of mass on that third line. A physical, tough line that no one really wants to play against.
I would definitely agree with that statement as Spink, a good move there. Might have gotten chipped there by Cool, but no call. We play on. Derek Brown, the extra skater tonight for the Lakers, is in there with Kirkby and Spink, and he's going to chip it around. Kuhn plays it there. Brown bringing some energy, got dragged down there. No call, still playing it on his knees. Tried to kick it over to Kirkby, but Kirkby was kind of tangled up there as we are about 6 minutes into this game. No penalties so far, been a pretty clean game, and that's going to be just a step off sides.
And again, for both sides, there's this chippiness to it, but it's not a dirty chippiness. It's a physicality. It's a tenacity playing on both sides that you really love to see. It's that playoff atmosphere where you've got players hacking and whacking third and fourth and even fifth efforts just to clear the puck or maintain possession of the puck. So some really impressive hockey from both sides, and really, again, low impact or low kind of scenario or situation based with only 4 shots combined through 6 minutes.
As Pissarro wins the faceoff there, maybe that favors the Cardinals as Antonucci fires a shot from center ice, easily gloved there by Parita. And, you know, early on in this game, as you mentioned, not a ton of shots on goal, but only 1 for Plattsburgh State. So, but, you know, again, it's kind of playing to their strengths a little bit. You know, they're a good defensive team. They're
a really good defensive team, and they try to do their best work when they're on the counterattack, do the Cardinals. Trudowitz, the speed he's got, and other guys on this roster alongside Araujo who loves to jump up in the play. So you really have to be careful if you're the defense for the Lakers and making sure the forwards can get all the way back when it's on the rush.
And now a little rush going the other way. 2-on-2 is Draven and Trudowitz. Draven puts on the brakes, trying to find Araujo at the point, but now the Lakers have some numbers going the other way. Pissarro has Emerson and DiCarlo. Pissarro trailing, shot from Novick, and a good block by Middleton there, sacrificing the body. Back out in front to Pissarro. Pissarro takes a shot low, and a good block again by Philip Middleton, and that's a senior for the Cardinals that knows this could be his last game, putting a lot of heart into those 2 blocks.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Really just a big body, the stalwart captain for this Plattsburgh defense.
As Joe Draven, the alternate, is going to carry in for the Cardinals. 25 points on the year, their leading scorer, but it's taken away by Gillespie up the wing. He's got Zizek in the middle, but they're moving in 2-on-5. Gillespie is going to swing that around. It looks like Zizek will play it behind for the Lakers. Now Christian Dahl is going to control for the Cardinals. That's going to be chipped out. Didn't go out of play, though. It's going to be controlled back by Carson Vance. Gillespie tried to find a stretch pass to Broman, but intercepted momentarily. Gillespie gets it back over to Zizek. Zizek carrying it along the near board. Took a big hit that time by Christian Dahl. Play goes on. Zizek carrying, takes a shot. That one went wide, but a good opportunity there, staying with the play by Josh Zizek. Trudowitz now trying to make a move for the Cardinals, but he needed a line change. Back on the front, Alden tip pass there, but only unable to control it was Liam Lawson as he had a good opportunity in the high slot. Shot from the point, Dahl easily gloved and frozen by Steven Kozakowski.
And on that play, it could have been a mini 2-on-1 with Lawson picking up the puck. Carson Vance was going backwards, couldn't quite pick up his feet and get moving to skate towards the puck. Led to a pretty good chance for the Cardinals, but again, this Lakers defense and team doing such a great job early on, being able to get in front of the puck, getting blocked, getting sticks in front, because the Plattsburgh Cardinals really only generate 1 shot on that opportunity, and it wasn't even that 2-on-1 chance. It was a couple moments later after winning the puck battle along the boards.
Yeah, and when you get those opportunities, if you're Plattsburgh State, you want to convert or at least get some good pressure. Kozakowski hasn't faced too much so far, and with the 1-0 lead, that's got to be some good confidence in Kozakowski, of course, playing his first playoff game, took over the reins just a little bit after the break period, and he's done a stellar job in net, of course, getting the start here as DeFelice moving in with some speed, takes a shot. That one went high, carried by Liam Lawson along the half wall. He's going to get it back behind the net. DeFelice got it in front, no one home for the Cardinals, and luckily Mac Lewis was there for the Lakers as McMillan now controls over to Molinaro. Lawson keeping a heavy forecheck there, but Lewis an easy zone exit up center ice to Tyler Curry, moving in with some speed is Jody Sullivan, who takes a big hit there, but he ends up laying the body on what looked to be, I couldn't quite read the number on that, but a jump hit there by Jody Sullivan.
It looked like it was Jake Sutton who just found on that pass there, Luke.
And Sullivan creating even more havoc there as Falanga able to exit the zone, but he's going 1-on-4. It seems like the Lakers doing a good job getting back defensively early on in this one.
Yeah, Novak almost caught on a pinch there, but a pair of the wingers for the Lakers do a good job collapsing back in to stop the Plattsburgh Cardinals in their tracks.
Novik carrying now into Tanner Spink right near the Lakers bench, and Spink took a big hit from Pizzo. Another big hit, but now he's out of position. Kirkby had Spink in front of the net, but was unable to get it to him. So you got to be careful, of course, when you lay those hits to get back in position defensively. And Young exits for the Cardinals, trying to find Schultz up on the wing. Schultz going to chip and chase. Good job by Novik pinching in alongside Antonucci. Here comes Tanner Spink up the wing, pass to Joey Scorpio. He's just going to tap that behind the net of Jimmy Parita.
Yeah, Lakers going for a line change here, and now Plattsburgh's got to get to work trying to exit the zone and try to take advantage when the Lakers do make those changes. That one wasn't too sloppy. When they do get a little sloppy, the Cardinals need to take advantage of the numbers the other way.
About halfway through the first period here, as a takedown there by Mitch Emerson, no call, I believe just kind of got lost in the sticks, was a Rouge out there, so a good no call as Vance is going to chip it in. Lakers had to tag up, and like I said, about halfway through this first period, a 1-0 lead for the Lakers off the stick of Travis Broman. And since then, Plattsburgh State trying to settle in as Middleton looking to exit the zone, and Plattsburgh State finally able to do it with Christian Thomas up the middle. Thomas, a good touch pass there, back over to Kuhn, and couldn't get it off the pass from Joe Kyle, but Kyle will chase it back with Pissarro. Pissarro gets it back behind the net of Kozakowski, and is controlled by Vance over to Carter Allen, and Allen able to get it up to DiCarlo right in front of us. DiCarlo over to Emerson, tried to chip it back to DiCarlo, and that puck will be flipped up and into the crowd, and we're going to send it to our rinkside reporter, Michael Gross. Mike.
Thank you, guys. Well, Jimmy Pareda has done well so far. He let up that one goal, but let's take a look at the other side in Steven Kozakowski. He's been outstanding in the 7 games that he's been in net for the Lakers. .927 save percentage, only let in under 2 goals a game at 1.84, and he's 5-1-1. And the big thing here that's going to be big for the Lakers is the special teams. He's only let in 3 power play goals all season long. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mike, as that one's going to be sent all the way down. No icing call, though. It's waved off there. The puck just didn't make it far enough, so now Plattsburgh State gets some set offense. Dow rips the shot from the point, got tipped, looked like by the stick of Zizek, controlled over on the far wing by Kuhn. Battling alongside Travis Broman there, as Broman able to fish it out, but Kuhn controls once again. And now Travis Broman, the big Lakers forward, comes over with the puck 2-on-2. Pass up to Zizek. Zizek able to beat Tredowitz there, but no dice for a shot as Broman gets it back to the point. Tyler Curry. Curry rips a shot, but it's blocked. Rebound right in front. Zizek couldn't get a control on that bouncing puck.
Yeah, the puck was bouncing there for Zizek. Had a good chance, but even a better opportunity just to get the puck off. It looked like it might have bounced over his stick if he was just hitting it on the ice.
Crowd really wanted the penalty there, but no call as Tredowitz carries into Tyler Curry. And of course, the Lakers crowd maybe a little bit biased towards the team in green and gold, as
just a little bit there, Luke.
Yeah, you know, just a little bit, as Mitchell is tripped up there. Of course, anytime you hear the crowd noise, you think maybe, but no penalties so far. It's been a very clean game as Hogg battling there alongside Jody Sullivan, and Curry wins that battle, gets it up on the wing to Broman. Broman looks like he's kind of towards the last legs of his shift, and he's just going to chip it in and get a line change.
Mac Lewis down there finishing his check on number 9, Alden for the Cardinals. So watch out for this line as the third line gets back onto the ice.
Of course, that, as you mentioned, a big line for the Lakers as Mac Lewis controls at the circle, takes a shot. Look out, that puck, and what a catch by the fan in the student section. Didn't need 2 hands for safety, only needed 1 hand for that grab.
Yeah, brilliant catch by the fan there, and now Oswego State gets an offensive zone draw as the students are giving applause to one of their own. But back on the ice here is the third line. Again, Mac Lewis had a couple of goals the last several games. I believe all 3 of them have come in his last 5 games or so as a Laker. Again, joining the team about midway through the season out of a Canadian college team. So he's been a pretty good addition so far to this third line.
Got kicked out of the faceoff circle there, and Plattsburgh State takes advantage. They win it as Alden, a touch pass to DeFelice. DeFelice takes a shot. Good blocker save there by Steven Kozakowski. Just kind of used the leg pad there. Back out in front for an opportunity for Liam Lawson, but a good defensive play by Tyler Antonucci. He's had a pretty solid game so far defensively for the Lakers.
Yeah, he certainly has. And really his last several games, he hasn't scored a lot of offense, which is something you're used to seeing from Antonucci. But again, staying in the lineup, using his defense, something that's really grown tremendously over the course of this last season.
As that puck's going to go all the way down. No icing call. There's Antonucci again, hit by Lawson. Another big hit late as Derek Brown passes up to Novick. Lakers moving in 4-on-3. Brown moving in, takes a shot, gets saved by Pareda, and secures that one with the glove.
Yeah, pretty easy save for Pareda. And on these opportunities for the Lakers, all you're trying to do as this fourth line is get an offensive zone draw. Win your shift, meaning by the start of it, if it's in the defensive zone, get out as fast as you can, get to that offensive zone, because now you've got your top line out there, Anthony Pissarro centering it for a chance for DiCarlo off the set play to maybe win it back to Pissarro.
Pissarro kind of got tangled up there, and it goes over to Philip Middleton. Good job by Brendan Young, the freshman, tangling up Pissarro. Big hit at center ice. No call once again. Pass over to Young out in front of the net, and Falanga couldn't finish that one, as it looked like Mitch Emerson just got enough of him to prevent the goal.
One of the best chances for the Cardinals so far.
As Emerson met there by Arujo, but he's going to fire it back to the point. Vance fakes a shot, takes one, tipped out in front, rebound. Oh, what a save by Jimmy Pareda with the leg pad to rob Anthony Pissarro of the second goal.
And a lot of bodies out in front there. A couple Cardinals as well. They deflected off either a Cardinal or a Laker. So for Pareda, really good vision and a good second effort to get across to block Pissarro.
And boy, he is just incredible for Plattsburgh State. A big reason why they've been able to go on this late season run, of course, defeating Brockport in that quarterfinal game in a double overtime thriller on the road. So they're used to that as Pissarro moves in, takes a shot, good block, went wide. A good job by Hogg to make sure that puck went wide. as Kyle controls now for Plattsburgh State, but Broman keeps it in momentarily, and now the Lakers have a move 3 on 2. Broman trying to get a pass out, Gillespie right out in front, and Parita, a good job to stop that, and a little extracurricular activity behind the net.
Yeah, and the fans here not too happy with the no call as Travis Broman brought down, and you know, I kind of agree with them. It looked like he was brought down from behind, maybe a hook or a hold or something. No call there, but still a good chance for the Lakers. Again, if Broman wasn't brought down, you might have had a better look as you had Zizek and Gillespie on the right side.
Yeah, a little bit of a mini 3-on-1 there, and Ryan Kuhn, the only one back for the Cardinals that time, might have kind of hooked Travis Broman. He heads to the bench, and it'll be Zizek facing off against Mitch Hale. Top line for Hale and Trudowitz have kind of alternated taking faceoffs on that top line, so we'll see who gets the bulk going forward. Trudowitz is going to send Draben deep, but Tyler Curry's right there behind the net of Kozakowski. Curry tangling up his man. Doesn't have the puck, now he does. It's Joe Draben. Draben trying to wing it around, but it's kind of intercepted there as Hale and Gillespie go at it. Pizzo waiting for it at the point, but Broman's going to cycle back, and a hand pass will be the call.
Yeah, and again, going back to some of these chances, or rather the Hale and Trudowitz alternating the faceoffs. In Hale, he's a righty as opposed to Trudowitz, the lefty, so you might expect to see them try to take it on their strong sides here. Trudowitz is going to the faceoff dot he is going to do it there as he told a couple guys to move, so it looks like when it's on the left side, Trudowitz is winning those, and then Hale on the right as the righty.
That's why I keep you around, Matt. Great observation, of course, as Trudowitz is tangled up with Zizek. Puck still loose, taken out by Draben, took a shot. That one went just wide, and that was actually a really good opportunity off kind of a weird face-off. Sun rips his shot, goes just wide. And now Gillespie looking to exit the zone for the Lakers up to Zizek, and they do.
And on that chance, McMillan, in the way, I think he got his stick on the stick of Draben, which kind of forced a softer or weaker shot by Draben.
Yeah, and Draben, though, a good opportunity, but as you mentioned, a good defensive effort there. And Curry tangled up there. Draben had another good opportunity, but he lost it off his stick, sends it around the boards to Trudowitz. Touch pass over to Kuhn. Pizzo's been kind of waiting at that point all game long, but Plattsburgh unable to get any set offenses. Zizek and Sullivan carry in. It's 2-on-4 though. Zizek sends it deep, and an interesting bounce there right off the back, but Parita, a good job keeping his head on the swivel. Sullivan trying to find Molinaro, but Molinaro was turned around the wrong way that time, so no opportunity there.
Again, early on the first 15 minutes, so the ice seems pretty good. Obviously, I was speaking to Gosick earlier this week. He's saying that the ice feels better than usual. Definitely cold in here as well, as really the ice won't be any excuse for either team to make mistakes or trip things up.
Yeah, ice looks pretty good to go, and it's always nice to see the blue line, the red line all nice and ready to go for this game, as a nice move there by Molinaro up the far side, trying to find Antonucci at the point. He controls, a good smart play by him to just chip it down low, but Middleton controls for the Cardinals. And of course, this game being played on a Tuesday as opposed to Saturday because of a compressor that broke inside the arena, but all ready to go here as we saw the women's game earlier. The women's team advancing to the New HL Championship against the Plattsburgh Cardinals, but right here, a 1-0 lead for the Lakers. Young carrying in, takes a shot save there by Kozakowski, and you know, he's made the saves, and there haven't been a lot of big second opportunities so far for the Cardinals. Schultz trying to control it, back to the point. Middleton was looking for it, but a good stick there by Kirkby. Finally gets to Middleton, rips a shot, blocked once again by Kirkby, and now Schultz controls against Novik. Middleton at the point again. This time he's just gonna send it around to Schultz. Schultz, been on the ice for a while now, and that time a good defensive play by Tyler Antonucci.
Yeah, and Kirkby's got to be a little bit careful when you're deflecting those cross-ice passes in the slot. You've got to make sure you're angling your stick the right way. As we have a stopping player, maybe a penalty on Spink, but again, going back to that point, you want to try to deflect it away from the slot area, because if you stop it right in the slot, it could be a better chance for the Cardinals.
And we're going to have our first penalty of the game. It's going to be Tanner Spink going to the box. He had a hit on Brendan Schultz, the freshman out of Fullerton, California. That's a long way to travel from California to Plattsburgh, but it will be our first power play opportunity for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's a Cardinals power play that was one of the worst in all of college hockey last season. This year, much more respectable. 17.2%, good for 50th in the nation, 7th in the SUNYAC out of 9 teams, and it's a power play that uses their back end quite a bit. Arujo, one of the leading scorers for this team, leads the defense this year, I believe, and was one of the top 3. He was the 3rd leading scorer last year, and the leading scorer among all the returners, as was Pat Egan's and Cam Owens, above him last season for these Plattsburgh Cardinals.
And Arujo, the lone defenseman out there, 4 forwards for Plattsburgh State, trying to keep that offense going. Trudowitz controls. He's got Alden at the point. Alden controls now for the Cardinals. Alden over to Arujo. looking for his shot. Has a pass over on the wing. Good shot there and a good block by Carter Allen as Tredowitz keeps it in for the Cardinals. It's going to be a boarding call going against Tanner Spink. Rougeau at the point, takes a shot, rebound in front, and that one went just wide as Hale almost got his stick on that. Tredowitz unable to control, and Sullivan gets the first clear.
And a big deflection on that shot from the point. I thought that was going to trickle in as Kozakowski was moving left to right. Lakers got to be a little more careful as I saw a Laker head to the bench where that was Gillespie pulling for a stick after one broke for the Lakers. Thought he was running down for some injury or something.
1:14 remaining on this power play. 3 minutes about to go here in the first period. 1-0 Lakers lead, but power play opportunity here for the Cardinals. Tredowitz controls. Big shot of Rougeau, blocked in front by McMillan, and that puck will be cleared once again.
And a big block by McMillan again, and a great job by the Lakers to follow up and get the clear with 55 seconds remaining on the power play for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I heard that block all the way up here. That was quite the block by McMillan, taking that as DeFelice carries in. Pass over on the wing. Good looking for Kyle in the slot. Puck loose right in front. Young takes a shot, and that one went wide as Brendan Young is now sandwiching to the boards there. Big hit by Carter Allen. No call there. Got to be careful in those corners. Pizzo over to Kyle in the high slot. Kyle takes a shot, saved by Kozakowski. DeFelice in the corner, trying to find Falanga as they join in the battle, but it's controlled by Vance, and the Lakers get another clear.
Yeah, and a big hit by Carter Allen. Again, you've got to be careful. It looked like it was Kyle or Young, I should say, was kind of falling down a little bit, and his head kind of hits the boards, but again, he got back up, no problem, which is a good sight to see here in playoff hockey action.
And Pizzo's that second-line defenseman that they use on the power play. They now trying to find him at the point. Instead, a spinning shot there, and an easy save by Kozakowski with just 2 seconds to go on the first penalty kill for the Lakers.
Yeah, so it looks like Oswego State's able to kill this one off pending a set play offensively, which we have seen a couple times, most notably last year in Plattsburgh. They were able to score one of their goals from the point shot. I believe it was in a similar situation, but again, for Kozakowski, makes a big save there and kind of out of position. He forces the puck up and over the net, and then just using his size to his advantage, coming in at 6'3", down in the butterfly, but still has such a bigger upper body than Rishi or even Hansen, able to force the puck up and over the net.
Big face-off here, of course, just 2 seconds left on that Spink penalty, and it'll be killed off. It's a Rougeau at the point, taking his shot, saved by Kozakowski. Lawson had a chance for a rebound, but it spins to the corner. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, 1:40 to go in this first period. Plattsburgh State still controlling. Rougeau almost lost that, and Emerson almost had a great opportunity for a breakaway. Pass in front stolen by Max Novick, and just like that, good job by the Lakers to kind of control what happened after the power play.
Yeah, good job trying to just reset and get your guys fresh if you need to, as they have a chance here.
Pissarro pass it to Carlo, took a shot and a good save there by Parita, and a really nice kind of touch pass from Pissarro into Carlo. Almost found the back of the net.
And this top line is so impressive for the Lakers between Mitch Emerson, Anthony Pissarro, and Alex DiCarlo there. Quick strike, instant offense. You see it really making something out of nothing when you saw Emerson win the board battle, gets it to Pissarro, and then DiCarlo, just like that, sneaks into the slot unmarked by a Plattsburgh Cardinals defender.
Pissarro will face off against Tredowitz, top line of the Cardinals, going against the top line of the Lakers. 1:19 to go in this first period, and of course, after the first period, stay tuned for the intermission. Brian Rubin and the guys with all the highlights as that shot went just wide of the first period. Travis Broman had the lone Lakers goal 1.5 minutes in, but Plattsburgh State, a really good job just hanging in there and making sure it doesn't get out of control as Pizzo's going to dump it up on the wings. Pissarro thought he had Allen, a little bit of a miscommunication, and now Tredowitz controls behind the net of Kozakowski. Tredowitz tangled up there by Carter Allen. DiCarlo now tangled up with Hale, and Carter Allen tried to poke it out, trying to use the body, but Hale controls once again against DiCarlo. Hale and DiCarlo going at it behind the net, and it's finally controlled by Joe Draben. Draben pass to the point, Pizzo, and that one just over the stick, but Pizzo able to keep it in and send it behind the net. DiCarlo, a dump pass to Carter Allen, who's been out there for quite some time, no opportunity for a change, and now Allen controls 30 seconds to go in this first period. Allen's just going to send that one down to get a line change.
Again, in the last minute of a period, you don't want to give up a goal. You want to obviously score one, but you're better off playing a safe game here with the 1-0 lead if you're the Lakers.
But Broman maybe with some other ideas. He tried to carry in, but instead it's back to Young, who moved in for a moment. Gillespie trying to find Broman, and the Lakers a little bit sloppy here in these last couple seconds. 5 to go in the period as it's chipped up to Broman, but played back to center ice. 2 seconds to go. Zizek almost an opportunity, and that's going to be a penalty on Josh Zizek. And you know, Matt, you said you don't want to let up a goal in the last 30 seconds. You also do not want to take a penalty if you're Josh Zizek.
And that's a really tough break. Obviously, you're playing the full 20 minutes of your period, but some bit of recognition, understanding there's just a couple seconds left, no real chance. And for the referee, you know, that's definitely a slashing call, but it's kind of surprising you call it this late in the period. Really had no impact on the game, but again, by the letter of the law, that's a good penalty to make if you're the referee, but a really tough break for Josh Isaac, who frankly did not need to make that play.
Oswego State leads, of course, 1-0. As you see, Coach Gosick is really upset with that call, and to me, like you said, it seemed like, you know, if you're going to call it, it's kind of interesting that Isaac would kind of even make the attempt at it, but as you mentioned, kind of incidental contact. Coach Gosick does not love that call either.
Yeah, it was perfect. I don't want to say incidental. You know, it wasn't really necessary for the play, but still, it's a really tough break for the Lakers having to go. After playing a really good first period, I thought that period was really a Plattsburgh-style period, low impact, low event scoring, only 11 shots combined. But for the Lakers to come out with a lead, and now you got a couple penalty to start the second.
And the other side for Plattsburgh State, I thought they recovered pretty well after allowing that first goal. So what did you see from the Cardinals in that period?
I thought the Cardinals did a really good job just kind of playing their style. Only giving up 5 shots for Oswego State's been brilliant. But again, Oswego State, that quick strike offense, being able to generate something out of nothing. Plattsburgh's got to do a better job noticing the players off the puck and making sure you're sticking with them. That's what happened on that Broman first goal.
In unofficial totals, 9 shots on goal for the Lakers, 6 for Plattsburgh State. So Kozakowski stops all 6 shots. And I thought he did a good job kind of controlling the rebounds, not allowing for big second opportunities for Plattsburgh State.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that. When you kind of look at the chances Plattsburgh had, not too many great A's. I thought the best one they had was on that power play just in front of the net. But again, Kozakowski playing aggressive, playing confident, being able to get out to the front of his crease and really angling his chest downwards, so if the puck is to hit off his chest, it's going to go back down right in front of him so you can pounce on the rebound, as opposed to a kind of bouncing off and sputtering in a different direction. Being able to control your rebounds is so important for a goaltender, and Kozakowski's done a great job doing just that.
And the Cardinals this year, 1-8-2 when trailing after the first period, so we'll see if they can step it up in the second period. And we're going to take a quick break here on WTOP 10. When we come back, Brian Rudman and the guys take us through the first period that was. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10.
And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the first intermission report right here on WTOP 10 as the Lakers lead the Cardinals 1-0 after 20 minutes. Once again, alongside Nick Ketter and Zach Case, I'm Brian Rudman. Now, after 20 minutes of play, like I said, Lakers up 1-0. What have you seen out of Oswego State early on in this one?
I definitely see the fact that they're playing. They came right out of the gate, got a goal from Travis Broman, and they went right to work here on Plattsburgh. They did a great job of getting offensive pressure when needed to, and then they played great in the defensive zone. Here's your first period summary. Of course, 1-0. Oswego shots on goal 6-5 in favor of Plattsburgh. Power plays 0-1 for Plattsburgh and 0-0 for the Lakers. Plattsburgh, though, going to go back on the power play here, heading into the second period, and then faceoffs tied 7 apiece for both teams.
Well, the Lakers did a really good job of getting sticks in the passing lanes. They're getting down, they're blocking the puck, they're making it really hard for Plattsburgh to establish any kind of offense. And Plattsburgh on the other end has only created a few chances from goal. They're shooting a lot from the blue line. They got to get in closer if they want to get on the board.
Now, you mentioned Travis Broman, the only goal. What have you thought of his performance tonight?
Travis Broman's done a great job tonight, creating a lot of opportunities for the Lakers. He's working well with Josh Isaac.
All right, now, like we said, Broman the only goal. Our ringside reporter, Mike Gross, was with him after the period. Mike, what do you have?
All right, I'm down here with Travis Broman at the conclusion of the first period. We're in the first intermission, up 1-0. The goal scorer here, what'd you see on that play?
I just got right to the net. I saw Ziz had the guy beat, so I just kind of went backdoor for the open spot, and he found me, and we scored.
Well, it's whiteout number 2, a pretty big game. It's also the SUNYAC semifinal. What were coach's words before the game to kind of pump you guys up?
Just keep playing our game. I mean, we finally found our game through the second half of the season, and I think we just keeping that F3 high, making sure they're not getting any clean breakouts, and just putting it right back in on their zone.
Well, the offense is pretty much off the walls. It's been recently. You guys have won 4 games straight. What do you have to do in the second period to keep up that intensity? Because Plattsburgh, they're known to be scoring more in the second period.
We just got, like I said, keep that F3 high, make sure their breakouts aren't clean, and then make sure our D zone is steady, and make sure that we keep guys close gaps, and pretty much make sure they have no good opportunities in the offensive zone.
All right, thanks, Travis. The goal scorer of the first period. We'll be right back. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mike. Great stuff as always. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll get you set for the second period. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the first intermission report right here on WTOP 10. The Lakers over the Cardinals 1-0 after 20 minutes. Once again, Nick Ketter and Zach Case. I'm Brian Rudman. We saw the Lakers jump out to an early lead and control the pace of the play. But let's look at some standout players. Nick, who have you liked so far in this one?
Well, the guys in the press box said Plattsburgh's a defensive team. Well, Jimmy Parita has been a lot of that defense. He's allowed 1 goal, only 4 saves, but on the season that puts him over 600 saves. So you can see he carries the load all season long, and in this game, he's done a great job as well. As the graphic says, 8 shots, only 1 goal allowed, so 7 saves for him. He's about 89%. Not the greatest overall, but in this game, he is keeping this one close for sure.
How important is it for him to stay consistent for this Cardinal team in order to come back?
Well, you definitely want to keep yourself in the game. If you're the Plattsburgh Cardinals, you need to have a strong defensive game and especially a goaltender in between the pipes if you do want to get a goal on these Lakers moving forward. So you got 40 minutes going forward. You have to stay strong in net, and I think Jimmy Purdue is doing a great job.
Now on the other side, Zach, who have you liked from Oswego so far in this one?
Well, we have Travis Broman, who did score the goal, but I'm going to go to the other side of the game, and that's going to be Tyler Antonucci on the defense. He hasn't played a lot for the Lakers this season, but his defensive game has come strong on in the second half of the season. He's doing a great job tonight when he has his puck managed well, and he's really worked well on that neutral zone regroup that they have on moving that puck right back up into that offensive zone.
Yeah, you take a look at his stats so far tonight, but Nick, how important is it for him as a young guy to step up in big games like this?
Well, this is what our Rinkside reporter Mike Gross is talking about, kind of a change of the guard here as the season winds down. Tyler Antonucci is one of those guys that's going to have to take a bigger role going on into next season, and he's showing that he can do that tonight. He may not be putting a lot up on the score sheet, but he's doing a lot of those little things that don't come up on the score sheet, and he's delivering some big hits as well.
Now, you talk about this rivalry. We talk about it all night long. How has it affected the game so far?
Well, definitely see the physicality. You saw Josh Isaac got hit pretty hard on the offensive zone, but then you see other players like Mac Lewis get involved in his first rivalry game. He's been doing great on the physicality side. The physicality has helped the Lakers, but it's also going to need to keep the Lakers in check here and moving forward. You got 40 minutes where you can't go to the box. You're going to start the second period already a man down. So moving forward, you need to do a great job moving forward.
Yeah, you talked about the Lakers going to the box, but that physicality has kind of caused that. What do they need to change there?
Well, the Lakers said going into this game that they wanted to be smart about their physicality. They just wanted to finish checks. I feel like it kind of got out of hand for them at the end of the period, and they've had 2 penalties in this game. That's 1 more than, well, actually 2 more than Plattsburgh has. They haven't gone to the box at all. The Lakers really have to be smart going forward here.
Now, how has Plattsburgh been able to stay out of the box while Oswego hasn't?
Well, it definitely got caught up in the physicality of the game, but they're doing well in the fact that you're not taking dumb hits when it's coming. You saw a boarding call from Tanner Spink. That's just wrong when you see the numbers on the back of an opponent there. And then, of course, Josh Isaac getting involved with the slashing call. You can't be doing that with under 5 seconds to go in the game. So I think Plattsburgh's doing a great job here moving forward.
Now going into the second period, what coaching adjustments need to be made?
Well, the main one that I saw for the Plattsburgh Cardinals is they need to have cleaner passing. I know the Lakers have done a great job getting in front of the puck, blocking the puck, but they need to cycle the puck a little bit more, especially when they get those set chances in the zone, as you saw on the power play. I think it's going to be important in the second period when they come out on the power play. We've got to get that puck a little bit closer to Steven Kozakowski, or else he's going to have a great day in the net.
Now, Zach, on the other side of things, what adjustment does Ed Gosick need to make for this Oswego team?
Well, for Oswego, I'm going to go back to the basics here. Stay out of the penalty box if you're Oswego. Of course, we talked about it almost all of intermission show, but if you're Oswego, you can't be going to the box here against this power play of Plattsburgh. It isn't one of the best in the SUNYAC, but it's definitely a momentum change when you do get a power play goal for the Plattsburgh Cardinals.
Now heading into the second period, are we sticking with our predictions tonight, boys?
Most definitely. It's a 1-0 game here. I think a few goals are going to be scored going forward, and I think maybe Plattsburgh will get on the board with a power play goal.
Zach?
I think anything can happen. It's only 1-0 like you said, Nick, so we'll see a Plattsburgh comeback maybe here coming in the next 2 periods.
Well, I'm going to stick with mine, but what does Oswego need to do in order to complete the sweep and hold on tonight?
Well, they got to come out and they got to score some goals here. They were only held to 1 goal in the first. It's going to be important to get ahead of this Plattsburgh team, especially if you're going to try to play physical going forward and maybe risking going to the box a little bit.
All right, that's all the time we have here on the second intermission report. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of this break, Luke Owens and Matt Watling have the call to the second period. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
Hello and welcome back inside the Marado Campus Center Ice Arena. Luke Owens joined once again alongside Matt Walling. And Matt, Plattsburgh State will start this period on the power play, and we saw the first time they got 2 shots on goal and they looked pretty fluid. So what have you seen so far from that Cardinals power play unit?
They used their one defender really well in Matt Araujo in that top unit who's out there right now, and I just love the way he skates with the puck. He's so confident. He does such a great job kind of quarterbacking in that power play, controlling it, and also the forwards. Luke, you brought up a good point saying that they use all 4 of them to really, really well.
Yeah, and looking at Oswego State, the penalty kill did a decent job the first time, but, 2 penalties taken by the Lakers, none for Plattsburgh State. Is that discipline, does it kind of concern you going forward, or do you say, that Zizek penalty may be one that they don't usually call?
I think they'll clean it up. Obviously, Spink a little antsy to get in on the forecheck. The physicality of a game like this takes a boarding call. And then Zizek, that's a penalty. I don't know if I would call it, to be frank. It's a second left. It didn't really matter. And you just hope for the referees that they're going to call a consistent game the entire time, because that's blatantly a penalty. That's definitely a slash. But do you call that with 1 second left of a playoff game? I don't know.
And so Zizek will start the period in the penalty box as Plattsburgh State moving left to right with Tredowitz. Tredowitz turning the brakes on, point to Araujo. And a big hit there, and it looks like Tredowitz is down. I'm not sure if it's a penalty or if they want to stop play, but that's a really scary hit as the helmet of Tredowitz seemed to come off of his head there down in the, that's a really scary hit late, and the referees are going to have a conversation. Philip Middleton in there as well for the Cardinals, and good news, Tredowitz is trying to skate off under his own power.
Yeah, he definitely looks a little bit shaken up there, slower to get to his feet. Maybe, a head injury. Maybe we'll get a replay here, of course, for Tredowitz. He's going to head right back to the bench, sit down, and looks a little woozy as we've got the hit here coming up on the replay. And we'll watch it here again. Slows up, hits right into the board, and you see his head kind of collide right there with the boards. A pretty clean hit. Obviously, there was no elbow to the head. It was just his head. Maybe wasn't expecting it. His head kind of swings back into the boards, and now you see him getting taken down into the locker room for the Plattsburgh Cardinals. So a really tough loss for Tredowitz. He's one of the leading scorers as the freshman. And again, just a really tough loss for Tredowitz. You hope he's okay and comes back out here shortly for the Cardinals.
And as you saw in the replay, it was a clean hit by Mitch Emerson. Just the momentum of Tredowitz's kind of body flew his head into the board. So, of course, there'll be no penalty against the Lakers, as, you obviously hope for the best with Tredowitz. Always hope that head injuries are always a serious thing. So we'll keep an eye on Tredowitz. And as you mentioned, from a hockey standpoint, a big loss, as he is, of course, their top-line center.
And now for the Cardinals, you're trying to establish a bit of offense here. 20 seconds gone in your power play, and you're losing one of your top scorers. It'll be tough to do, but of course, this is a power play that is so well coached by Steve Moffitt. Only his first year as a head coach, but he spent so much time, in this organization. 3 years as an assistant coach, heading into starting in 2016, and of course, 13 years starting in 2000 going up through 2013 was his first assistant coaching stint for this Plattsburgh State team.
And I wonder why, the delay. Tredowitz is off the ice, and it looks like we have some personnel coming onto the ice, so I'm not sure if maybe some damage done to the ice, as now we have, we got a shovel, we got a bucket, we got a lot of equipment coming out onto the ice here, so we'll see what is what.
I'm thinking it might be blood on the ice. Obviously, Tredowitz gets hit hard. His helmet kind of lifts up or in the nose area. Maybe he got a spot of blood or two out there on the ice, trying to clean that up as we wait and see what the situation is. Of course, for our vantage point, we can't really see the corner boards where he was hit into, so we'll just have to wait and see what the ice crew is doing.
Yeah, and you're right. They're heading right for that spot where he was hit. So we're going to take a quick break here on WTOP 10, but when we come back, of course, Plattsburgh State and Oswego State will resume play. We'll be right back.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back inside MCC after a brief break. As Matt mentioned, I believe there was some blood on the ice, but it's been cleared up, and Plattsburgh State will go to work once again on the power play. 1:35 to go on the Zizek slashing penalty. Spink behind the net, harassing Arujo. And the Cardinals trying to get some set offense here. Kyle chips it up on the wing to Draven. So it looks like Kyle is going to be the guy with, well, we'll see how they handle that first line as Kyle skates in at the point. Kyle rips his shot, rebound right in front, and that one went just wide of Kozakowski, and a good opportunity there as Draven was on the doorstep. Back behind the net in front, Kyle, rebound. Oh, what a save by Stephen Kozakowski with the glove.
A little flash in the leather for the sophomore goalie out of Liverpool, New York, as he gets a standing ovation from some of the fans here. And again, I was just about to say, you know, characteristically passive penalty kill for the Lakers, not really attacking in the neutral zone, letting Plattsburgh get in fairly easily, and then again, not challenging the defenders at the point, which leads to that great chance for the Cardinals.
The great shot from the slot there, and Kozakowski, some absolutely highway robbery to make the save as Draven loses that face-off to Mac Lewis, and Sullivan gets the clear. So for Oswego State, maybe some momentum kind of sprung up by their defense here.
Yeah, and once you kill off the last 50 seconds or so of the penalty kill, you got to try to generate some offense in that very next shift if you want to take advantage of any kind of momentum.
Kyle is going to swing it in for Alden. Alden is going to go back behind the net to Draven. Draven met that time behind the net, but it's controlled by Hale back to the point. Kyle, who moments ago was just robbed by Kozakowski of tying the game. Rujau fakes the shot. He's going to pass it over on the wing, and taking a spill there as Max Nova came over back to center point. Arujau rips his shot, saved once again by Kozakowski. Rebound went wide, and Tyler Curry will get another clear for the Lakers.
A great chance there as you see Jody Sullivan on the forecheck trying to generate a little bit of a tenacity as the Lakers go for a line change. A great save by Kozakowski. The forcefulness of his right leg there to kick it out pretty far. It ends up actually ricocheting off someone and back behind the net. So a great save by Koz and strong legs to get those rebounds cleared of the net.
He really does have those powerful legs. We've seen him steer passes into the boards as Zyzik will head to the bench. DeCarlo in for the Lakers, and we go back 5-on-5, 17:55 remaining in the second period. Still 1-0 Lakers as DeCarlo carries in for Oswego State. Trying to find Allen at the point, but now Kuhn's going to carry the other way for Plattsburgh State. They go 2-on-2. Lawson just past his stick, and Carter Allen a pass up to DeCarlo. DeCarlo moving near side, pass cross ice, and Emerson was just a couple feet offsides.
Yeah, and getting back to that DeCarlo play in which he was able to knock down a pass from about his midsection. What a pretty play that could have been if he was able to keep the puck ahead of him. Really great hand-eye coordination for DeCarlo to knock that puck down and try to create some offense. That could have been a goal. This crowd would have just erupted. They're waiting to just explode with excitement after that Kozakowski flash in the leather glove save, and now the Lakers trying to put the Cardinals back on their heels after killing off the second penalty of the game so far.
It'll be Brendan Young facing off against Josh Zyzik, a freshman against a senior. A common theme we've seen, of course, 9 freshmen dressed. Zyzik, the senior, won that for a moment, but it's carried in by Falanga back to Broman. Pizzo's going to play back. A little touch pass that time as Plattsburgh State trying to get into some set offense, stolen away by Zyzik, moving in 3-on-3. Zyzik trying to find Broman, but he kind of whistled that pass over the head of Broman as Zyzik still kind of keeping that pressure on. Back to the point, Antonucci. Antonucci just going to fire one in for Gillespie on the near faceoff dot. Gillespie swinging it around for Josh Zyzik. Zyzik got it kind of tangled up, and now Schultz will exit the zone for Plattsburgh State. Falanga is just going to send that one in as he gets a line change played by Max Novik behind the net. Novik trying to put a move on there, but it's stolen away. Back to the point almost, but it's taken away by Zyzik. He battles with Schultz. He's going to win that battle. Zyzik up to Gillespie, moving into center ice. Gillespie tried to get around Middleton. Great play by Gillespie to keep it in, but an easy paddle there by Jimmy Parita.
And you would have liked to see a Laker fill the center slot lane to get an opportunity on that rebound.
As Draven gets it over to Hale, takes a big hit from Tyler Curry as McMillan now behind the net with DeCarlo. Puck kind of frozen back there, back to the point to Hogg, over to Middleton. Middleton trying to get the pass through and tipped away. Pissarro almost had an opportunity for a breakaway, but Arujau gets back. Emerson, back to Pissarro, slot, DeCarlo, nifty move, takes a shot, good save, Parita. Rebound behind the net, still controlled by DeCarlo, back to McMillan. Over to Curry. Curry rips a shot, great block by Joe Draven for the Cardinals.
Joe Draven almost dropping into a split for that block, and then DeCarlo on the sequence before that goes a little through the legs toe drag trying to get past his defender and does so and forces Parita behind his net.
As now Alden trying to carry in with Hale, chased by McMillan, taking a shot there, and Hogg was almost able to get a stick on that to try to tie the game up. Hogg swings it back around once again for Alden as Hogg took a big hit after the pass. Hale back to the point, Pizzo. Pizzo once again behind the net to Hale. McMillan meets him. Alden pass went a touch too high there. So Molinero's able to get him there, but right behind the net once again, controlled by Tyler Curry. So maybe a little bit shaky here for the Lakers on the defensive end.
A little bit, but again, they're keeping bodies behind the play, and that'll be a penalty there.
Easy tripping call there as Sullivan slid to the ground, and Oswego State will get their first chance on the power play.
I'm going to say it's Christian DeFelice going to the box for the Cardinals on a tripping call, and this will be really important for the Lakers. You're up 1-0, but we saw at the women's game. You want to get that second goal. You want to have some pad because this Cardinals team, they can score in a hurry on those counterattacks, on those rushes. So this top unit for the Lakers have got to generate some offense.
Isaac, DiCarlo, Broman, Novick, and Curry. Curry's been great on that power play unit since being bumped up to that top spot as Travis Broman battling with Middleton behind the net. Plattsburgh State trying to get a clear, but Broman keeps it in for the Lakers. Back to Isaac. Over to Alex DiCarlo on the near faceoff dot. DiCarlo back to the point, Novick. Novick back to Gillespie. Gillespie fakes his shot, then he's going to skate in. A good job there, trying to get a pass to DiCarlo. But a great stick play there by Lawson. DiCarlo controlling. Pass, Isaac took a shot, had an open net, but it kind of fluttered wide. Back to the point to Novick. Novick searching, finds the cycling Gillespie, rips his pass there, right out for Broman, takes a shot, and he scores! Travis Broman, a weird angle, but the Lakers take the 2-0 lead on the power play.
And a statement goal by Travis Broman once more as we await the replay. Telling the crowd to give it to him a little bit. They're rocking here. Whiteout part 2, and the Lakers take a 2-goal lead. A brilliant goal by Broman, firing it top shelf, and really took that shot in quite a hurry as we await the replay. Parita couldn't react. And here it is for the Lakers, a 2-goal lead. And you just watch the play. Isaac back out in front in a tough angle. Really not a one-timer, but a one-touch shot for Broman, and what a shot top shelf.
That was an incredibly impressive shot by Travis Broman, his second of the game, and really an awkward angle, as he mentioned, almost falling away. And what control by Travis Broman, who has been the star tonight. 2 goals now. Lakers lead 2-0, and he kind of gave the tug on the jersey to show these fans where his heart is. Of course, with the Lakers, they lead 2-0. Carter Allen now behind the net, trying to clear the zone, and a good touch pass to DiCarlo, moving with some speed. DiCarlo moving in. Oh, a good move there, but a better defensive play there by Kuhn. And Kuhn will clear the zone back to center ice.
And the crowd really buzzing now after that goal. Oswego State trying to take advantage of this little added bonus.
As Vance is going to chip that one in, gloved by Parita, and he's going to look for a dump pass behind the net. And for Travis Broman, he's been absolutely incredible all year for the Lakers, and he's given them a 2-0 lead. But of course, 2-0 lead, you never know. As Mac Lewis lays a hit into Kuhn there, a scary one of that, as Kuhn's body kind of went perpendicular to the boards, as Sullivan gets it up to Molinaro. Sullivan, touch pass back to Allen, sends it in off the skate of Sutton, and Molinaro controlled for a second, and now it's back behind the net of Hale.
And again, just trying to generate some offense or a rush after this one. The scoreboard still says there's a power play here in the campus center, but again, it's back at 5-on-5. And for the Lakers, trying to generate, again, another chance here to put it out of reach.
As Molinaro trying to find a pass out in front to Sullivan. Instead, it's Curry at the point. Curry rips a shot. That one went wide as Molinaro controls back behind the net to Sullivan. Sullivan tangled up there by Sutton, but Mac Lewis comes away with it in the corner boards. Pinned there to the wall by Hogg, but he sends it around for McMillan. McMillan keeping it in back behind the net, trying to find Sullivan, but good defensive play there by Hogg. As Plattsburgh State finally able to exit the zone, and it really feels like the momentum of the game has shifted all the way towards the Lakers.
It really has, and it feels like Plattsburgh just hasn't been able to contain the Lakers the last little bit. Again, they're trying to play their gameplay more defensive-minded, but you've got to try to generate some offense, at least get out of your own zone here, as the Oswego State Lakers have done a great job just hemming in the Cardinals throughout the last several shifts.
Back to the neutral zone as Brown gets it up on the wing to Novick. Brown chases in behind the net, and Plattsburgh State no real set offense in the second period as Brown gets it to Scorpio, rips a shot, and he scores! Joey Scorpio from the face-off circle, and just like that, 3-0 Lakers.
Yeah, and on the play just after, Philip Middleton, the captain of this Plattsburgh team, not too happy, was mouthing off, and the linesman had to rush in to stop him from making any noise. And what a goal for Joey Scorpio, one of the seniors on this team, his 3rd of the season. And just a great goal as we watch the replay here. Great pass right out in front, and just a laser of a rig shot, really more of a snappy shot. Beats Parita up high and on that glove side, and we've seen him get beat a couple times top shelf here in the second period. first on that one, glove side, and I believe Broman's was glove side, top shelf as well.
And Plattsburgh State's going to call a timeout here. Steve Moffitt giving some instruction over there on the bench with 12:32 left in the second period. And Matt, they've got to stop the bleeding and stop it fast.
They have, as you say, put pressure on the wound, try to slow it down, and with that, you want to pressure the Lakers forwards when they're entering the zone. Stand up to them at the blue line so they can so that they can stop the line and the rush and the speed of Oswego State coming the other way.
And during the timeout, we have a chance to hear from our rinkside reporter, Mike Gross. Mike, what'd you see on that Scorpio goal?
Thank you, guys. Well, Joey Scorpio, the goal scorer there, got one right past Pareda from Derek Brown. Scorpio, the senior, he's only has 7 goals, 17 points lifetime for the Lakers. Now you can add that to the list. 8 goals, and this very well might be his last game in the wheelhouse. So a great send-off for Joey Scorpio coming out of the Plattsburgh timeout here. We'll see what happens next. Back up to you guys for the action.
Thank you, Mike. And for Joey Scorpio, a huge goal. Obviously, you mentioned being a senior as Isaac had that puck under his skate. And for Plattsburgh State, like you said, Matt, they've got to put some pressure on the wound. But Broman's moving in, looking for a hat. He takes a shot. That one went wide. Back to the point to Antonucci. Antonucci back behind the net to Josh Isaac. Isaac looking out in front for Gillespie, but that pass was tipped as a good job there exiting the zone by Pizzo, but it's right back to center ice.
Of course, Derek Brown getting the assist on that goal. Just a beautiful pass from beyond the goal line. No real chance for Pareda as he's kind of forced glove side one-timer, had to retract the puck and just couldn't find it when Scorpio got it back.
Pizzo rips a shot from the point, trying to cut into this Lakers lead. Gillespie took a hit in the back from Young, no call, as Antonucci controls for the Lakers. And now Young trying to get this offense set up, but it's stolen by Broman. He's going to chip it away. And really, the last 2 goals for the Lakers, really weird angles, and you don't really expect Pareda to get beat from kind of those weird shots.
You really don't. And, you know, Pareda hasn't had the greatest of seasons by his standards, a .910 save percentage, career .920, and you expect a bit more from him, especially here in Oswego State, where he shut out the Lakers a couple seasons ago in the last game of the season, which kind of led to a sputter. As the last game of the season, they ended up losing to Fredonia in the first round of the playoffs, a real shocker. But again, Pareda, a goaltender that you expect to play well. I guess last whiteout here in the first semester didn't do too well either, but again, it's a different team. This team's better prepared for this game. It's kind of shocking to see him give up 3 goals.
As Pissarro will face off against Christian Thomas, the 4th-line center for Plattsburgh State, and wins the face-off for a moment, but Thomas is going to get it, but he's going to chip it right into his own bench, so we will have another face-off here.
Yeah, and again, for Plattsburgh, you want to try to stop that bleeding, as you said, Luke, and just chipping it out of your zone. It's good, but it's not enough. You want to try to carry it through the zone. You want to try to catch Oswego State's defenders sleeping, and maybe your offense is a little more aggressive on the forecheck. Maybe you throw 2 wingers instead of 1 on your forecheck to try to force a turnover, as Oswego State against Buffalo State and Fredonia, you know, they had a couple turnovers, and that cost them with goals in the back of their own net.
Yeah, Oswego State really tightening up on that aspect as Allen rips his shot over for Emerson on the far faceoff. Trying to get it through to Pissarro, but it's taken away by Plattsburgh State. Of course, 3-0 lead here. You're watching on WTLP 10. We thank you as always for listening. 11 minutes to go in the second period. Whiteout part 2 and a trip to Geneseo on the line as Oswego State leads 3-0. Emerson going to chip and chase. Of course, the last goal coming off the stick of senior Joey Scorpio. Back out in front of the net, Middleton was there. Got caught in his skates. Back to Pissarro. Over to Vance. Pissarro trying to rip his shot, and now numbers going the other way as Kyle moves in against Allen, but he looked like he needed a breather there.
And that's why for Plattsburgh, you want to get out of your zone as quickly as possible. You had a great chance there for a 2-on-1 after Pissarro shanked the shot, but you're too tired at the end of your shift. You've got to try to stop the Lakers in their tracks early in your shift so you can get an offensive opportunity instead of having to dump it down and go off for a line change.
And Plattsburgh State, we'll see if they kind of change their attitude and try to get some more offense going. Obviously down 3 goals, they want to cut into that lead as soon as possible if they want to come back here. And now moving in with some speed is Hogg. Hogg going to put the brakes on. He had Middleton at the point, said he's going to dump it down low, and Hale will chase against McMillan. Hale controlling right out in front. Hogg took a shot, hit the post, and it's back over to Draven. Draven in the high slot. Backhanded pass over on the wing. Back to Draven at the point. Draven's going to swing it back down behind the net. Looking for Hogg. Hogg carrying against McMillan. Kicking the puck there, trying to find a pass out front. No one home. And now Draven controls once again for the Cardinals. Back to the point. Keeping it in. Middleton over to Draven. Had Rouge out for a moment, but a good clear there by Tyson Kirkby defensively.
And it looks like the Cardinals are using Hogg as their forward to replace Tredowitz, or at least in some capacity, as they had 73 dressed.
Sullivan rips his shot, and a really good save there by Jimmy Parita. Almost got beat high once again. So maybe Parita, he's got to settle down, and for Plattsburgh State, they've got to do something to try to cut into this lead.
Yeah, and for a goaltender that's 6'2", it's a little uncharacteristic of Parita to get beat high about 3 times here so far. And the first goal, you don't want to really, you want to cut him some slack, as really it was a defensive letdown above all else. But again, down 3 goals, you don't expect that if you're the Cardinals.
As Pizzo battling with Molinaro, it's controlled this time by Mac Lewis. Back behind the net, almost had Sullivan there as Kuhn jumps in with Pizzo behind the net. Molinaro trying to control for the Lakers. It's swung around along the far half wall. Back behind for Mac Lewis. Lewis looking for a pass, finds Sullivan. Kind of tipped out in front, past Novik, and now Lawson trying to go the other way, but a good defensive recovery by Max Novik.
And again, Novik, trying to catch the puck with his hand, at least put it back down, and couldn't do so there.
Error right there, right in front of the net, as Lawson trying to backhand it, but Kozakowski quick to pounce, and now some extracurriculars as Max Novik kind of throwing some at Christian Felice behind the net. And I think if you're Oswego State, you're up 3-0. Maybe you kind of try to keep a cool head there.
You do, but again, Dave Felice kind of pushing a little bit into Kozakowski. But again, if you're in Max Novik, the pushing and shoving important to kind of protect your goaltender, but you don't want to take a penalty. You've seen the refs call a bunch here as we watch the replay of the turnover. And Antonucci turns it over a little bit, but a great play by Kozakowski to kind of jump out there rather than sitting back and letting Dave Felice take the puck and fire a shot. Probably didn't have a great angle. Kozakowski kind of taking charge, and that just shows the confidence he's had through starting about 10 games.
Face-off one there by Josh Zizek, but it's kicked at the point by Sutton. Zizek, long stretch pass. He had Gillespie, and they're going to call an icing. I thought Travis Broman might have won that race, but it will be an icing nonetheless.
And an ice for Lakers doesn't really do too much for you as you got your fresh unit out there after that face-off or whistle blown after Kozakowski makes the stop. And again, for the Cardinals, this is your best chance to generate some offense. Try to use a set piece, maybe win it back to the point, try to get a one-timer, as we've seen that work in the past. But for the Lakers, trying to charge out and attack and get block shots is so important.
Face-off one there by Zizek, as now Broman controls, going past his own bench. He's going to chip it up for Gillespie. Good defensive play there by Sutton. And now Schultz trying to go the other way, met by Carter Allen. And I believe we're going to get a penalty. It's going to be going against Carter Allen, and he's not too happy with that call.
Yeah, it looked like an interference call, and if I might stand correct, but it looked like the puck was either just off the stick of Young or where he even had the puck, so I'm surprised they're going to make that call. But again, we've seen it with the Zizek slashing call. Calling a very close, tight game are the referees tonight.
Yeah, making sure this rivalry, of course, doesn't get too out of hand as Allen goes to the box for the Lakers, and yet another opportunity on the power play for Plattsburgh State. Hale will take the faceoff in place of Tredowitz, who is still out with that head injury, and Oswego State gets the first clear of the power play. Minute 50 to go on that Allen penalty. It will be an interference call, so as Matt mentioned, kind of interesting because I don't love that call, of course, but we play on as Arujau carries in for the Cardinals. Arujau searching for a pass. He has Kyle along the wing. Kyle searching for a good shot, and instead back to the point. Arujau swings it back to Kyle. Kyle, good move to get in the high slot, try to get a pass over, and a good stick by Tyler Curry. Lakers go 2-on-1. Zizek over for Sullivan. Sullivan moving in, takes his shot, and a good save by Jimmy Parita.
And it looks like Sullivan almost got caught too far out, as almost stretching a breakaway for Hale, but he couldn't catch up to it. Where the Cardinals, and getting back to that Sullivan play, he kind of cut in a little too tight, was 2 or 3 feet from the crease and didn't give him enough time to elevate that puck. Arujau playing it beautifully to keep the pass away from Zizek.
Really looking for a good shorthanded opportunity there, but now the Cardinals with a chance to get some offense going. Kyle controls 58 seconds to go on that penalty as Pizzo controls at the point. Back to Kyle, that pass went all the way through, instead shot from the side, and a good opportunity for a rebound, but again, Kozakowski clears that one to the corner boards. Back to the point, Kyle. Kyle searching for a pass or a shot. He's going to elect to pass it over to Pizzo, and maybe a little bit too much passing here for Plattsburgh. Alden rips a shot from the point, but that one got deflected, maybe looking for a rebound opportunity as Pizzo keeps it in for the Cardinals. Pizzo searching. Pass over to DeFelice, back to Pizzo. At the point, he's got DeFelice. Instead, he drops it over to Kyle. Kyle into the slot, takes his shot, and that one went way high into the netting, and maybe a little bit too much passing back and forth at the point for Plattsburgh State on this opportunity.
Yeah, and really the best opportunity they had was when Joe Draven was calling it from the right side of the crease, was calling for a pass, and as we watch the replay of the Carter Allen penalty, you see it here. You know, he doesn't have the puck, but he just passes it away. You're finishing your check. middle of the ice. You know, it's a play that we saw against Fredonia, which caused a bit of an injury. But again, for Carter Allen, a clean hit, one that's surprising to call a penalty on an interference. But again, referee's calling this extremely tight checking.
As Sullivan's going to get an easy exit here, trying to get it up to Zizek, who moves in one-on-one. Zizek, nifty move, backhand, and that one went just wide. A really nifty move there by the Lakers captain, trying to extend this one to 4-0, shorthanded. 7 seconds to go on the Allen penalty as Max Novak carries in for the Lakers, trying to get one final clear to kill off this penalty, but instead it's kept in back to the point to Pizzo. Pissarro jumps in on the action. DeFelice trying to pass it back down low. Hogg chasing against Sullivan along those far half wall. Young and Novik, the 220's going to work. DeFelice had a great opportunity, but Josh Zizek got his stick in the way. Pissarro moving in 1-on-2 against Pizzo. Pissarro, backhand shot, and that one went just wide. A good leg stop there by Jimmy Parita.
Lakers were in the middle of a line change, but if they had a couple seconds more, DeCarlo probably could have filled the center slot and put home that wide open rebound.
I gotta say, this is the most uncomfortable I've seen Jimmy Parita. He just seems unsure as that puck trickled out in front, but for Parita, 3 goals allowed already, and you know, 2 of them maybe ones that he would want back, so he struggled a little bit here in this playoff game.
Only 16 shots on goal for the Lakers as well, so his save percentage really doesn't look too good so far tonight, which is, again, really uncharacteristic for Parita, but again, it's a tighter checking game. It's a playoff game where you kind of throw your stats out the window. All you care about is surviving and advancing, but Parita really just doesn't look great, and neither does the defense. You're letting a lot of things go for Plattsburgh State. You kind of want to go out there and attack the Lakers that are in that high slot area. Just looking back to the Scorpio goal, it was a pretty standard play. You should have had a defender out in front closer to the crease and trying to challenge Scorpio, as she's the only real dangerous threat, with Brown being marked by a defender behind the net.
And it'll be a face-off after the icing all the way down the Oswego State defensive end, and it will be Liam Lawson facing off against Mitch Emerson. A big draw here as Lakers lead 3-0. Plattsburgh State needs to cut in, I'd imagine, before this period ends if they want to kind of go into the locker room with some momentum, and that's going to go all the way down. Middleton's going to win that, and we have another icing call.
Again, Luke, going back to your point, in these next 5 minutes and 13 seconds or so, Plattsburgh's got to generate at least 1 goal if they want a chance to really have it in the third period. It's easy to not easy to come back from a 2-goal deficit, but you can space that out better. 1 goal in the first 10 minutes, 1 goal in the second. When it's 3, it's really a lot different, and it's just a different dynamic and a different feel when you're within striking distance, within 2 goals, because for Oswego State, they're not used to giving up 4 goals all that much, especially down the stretch. Their team defense has been so much better these last 7, 8, 10 games or so. And with Kozakowski in net, you're not expecting them to give up 4 goals.
Yeah, and you're confident in Kozakowski, but also, you know, you always want to give him that cushion. And a 3-goal cushion with the way Kozakowski has played could seem insurmountable, but the Cardinals trying to, you know, come back here and pull yet another upset in this tournament, as Mac Lewis met that time by Middleton. I know he said the Cardinals should be scared of him, but I think Philip Middleton, a guy that was ready for that hit. Molinaro moving in with some speed, try to wrap it around, but it's tipped out to Draben. Draben's just going to get a zone exit there, and it's chased down by Max Novik, but Hale trying to keep that aggressive forecheck on for Plattsburgh State. Antonucci carrying up center ice. 4:30 to go here in the second period. Still a 3-0 lead for Oswego State, as Molinaro's going to send that one deep and get a line change. Brown's been active as the Lakers' extra skater. He had an assist on that Scorpio goal. That was a great pass by Brown, and Scorpio finished with the shot that gave the Lakers a 3-0 lead. Shipping and chasing here is Hunter Alden behind the net. Got it out in front, and Kozakowski will freeze that puck. So a little bit of a scary situation, but an easy freeze there by the Lakers sophomore.
You know, it looks like Broman was kind of not passing the puck, but holding the puck onto it and carrying it into Kozakowski's pads for the whistle. And with 4:10 remaining here in the second period, again, time ticking for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. You're trying to generate some offense. You have to do it here. Really, your best chances come off the offensive zone draws, but for the Plattsburgh, they haven't done a great job in the faceoff circle. They're a -2 with 17 wins compared to 19 losses. So trying to win some faceoffs here.
Hogg wins one, and a shot quickly off, and good blocker save there. Schultz tried to find the back of the net. Kozakowski steers it away. Trying to find Broman on a breakaway were the Lakers. Kind of a long stretch pass, and now Broman carries right in front of the Plattsburgh State bench. Dowell tangles up Broman as Gillespie trying to get in there to kind of fish the puck out of the way. Broman tied up still by Dahl. Puck loose, trying to use the skates here, and it's finally out to center ice, controlled by the Cardinals and Hogg. Hogg's going to send it and chase deep. Tyler Curry pinched there inside, as physicality, of course, big in this game, as Zizek carries down the near wing. He's going to send it for Travis Broman. 2 goals already for Travis Broman. 1 more would, of course, be a hat trick, which would be incredible in a SUNYAC semifinal game. Vance now controls along and right in front of that Plattsburgh State bench. He gets tied up once again, so play a little bit slowed down recently by those tie-ups.
Yeah, they have been. It kind of favors Plattsburgh again, but Oswego State trying to muck things up as well. Slow down the Cardinals through the neutral zone, and they've done a great job of that through the first 20 minutes of play, and then through the first 17 minutes of this second period.
3 minutes to go here in this second period. 3-0 lead for the Lakers as Tanner Spink trying to get it to Scorpio, but it's controlled by Pizzo, and a good job by him to just exit the zone there. Kuhn trying to get it up for Pizzo, and in the skates of Carson Vance for the Lakers. Pass up to Scorpio in front of the Lakers bench. Kirkby and Kuhn going to battle. Kirkby lost his stick there for a moment, got tied up, and he's just going to go back to the bench without a stick as Pissarro enters for him. Spink could have had an opportunity for breakaway, but he was going to the bench, so Emerson and Thomas do battle. Pissarro entering the zone. Pass to Emerson, and that one went just too far for the stick of Emerson as DiCarlo back behind the net. Pissarro in the slot, back to the point. Vance rips a shot. That one went just high, and a good opportunity there for the Western Michigan transfer.
And I would like to see Pissarro maybe take that shot in the slot, try to generate something, but again, kind of gets caught in his feet. So a nifty pass, knowing where Vance is and letting Vance catch up to the puck for the one-timer, maybe try to catch Parita sleeping or expecting something else.
Yeah, and Pissarro had a great opportunity in that high slot as that one's going to go down for an icing to rip a shot. And as you mentioned, maybe an interesting play there to drop past, but a minute 55 to go here in the second period. Of course, you're watching on WTOP 10. Luke Owens alongside Matt Watling, and our ringside reporter is Michael Gross. And in just a minute 55 seconds, you'll hear from Brian Rudman and the guys with the second period intermission report. 2 big goals for the Lakers. They've stretched this lead to 3-0, and look who's back on the ice. Adam Tredowitz for Plattsburgh State will take this face-off, so really good to see him back in the game. Of course, head injury is always scary. It was a clean hit, but the head went in the boards. Pass out in front, shot, good save by Kozakowski as Tredowitz almost had a goal there for the Cardinals.
He gets right back into the action there, trying to kind of a gritty, harder-nosed player. And you know, Coach Moffett at the start of the season was talking with the press Republican of Plattsburgh and really described Tredowitz in an interesting way, saying he's got a 200-foot game and a knack for a net. And you know, knack for a net's an understatement with 18 points and 9 goals scored for the young freshman.
Absolutely stellar freshman year. He's someone we'll hear from a lot down this stretch. Adam Tredowitz, and a big hit there on Molinaro. No call there as it looked like Hale might have hit him a little bit high, but instead Hale staying on the ice as he battles. Novik tried to lay a hit and just ended up jumping into the boards. Didn't make a hit there, and now extracurriculars as Novik going at it, but play continues. Molinaro's just going to send that one deep, and Hale will go back to the bench. Sullivan now carrying at the point. Back over to Novik. Novik, nifty move behind the net, and he's going to cycle back to the point. Sullivan with his shot blocked by DeFelice as Lawson goes the other way for Plattsburgh State. 49 seconds to go. In this second period, 3-0 lead for the Lakers. Sullivan and Antonucci behind the net. Antonucci now tied up with Lawson, and we're going to have a whistle there. A lot of players tangled up right now on the ice.
Yeah, Sullivan and DeFelice behind the goal line battling as well. And just going back to that Hale and Novik situation in which Hale's kind of sticking Novik a little bit. Novik did a good job. He gave Hale one cross check, one light little push, and kind of shrugged him off and kind of tried to skate away. So good job for Novik to stay out of trouble. And at this point, the Cardinals trying to muck things up a little bit to too much. And you see Antonucci go in the box. You see Lawson as well. For the Lakers, you'd expect them to get a power play, as it really seems to be Plattsburgh initiating as we wait for the official call. But at the very least, there'll be 2-2 and maybe a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Of course, 40 seconds of that will be in the second and the rest in the third.
And Antonucci and Lawson go to the box. And that Max Novik situation is one where if you're in the NHL, that's where players drop the gloves. But of course, in college hockey, none of that. So play kind of carried on. I thought they were going to blow the whistle. Lakers almost had an opportunity going the other way. And it looks like the Lakers are going to skate out 5 men, but they're going to have Curry leave the ice. So we will have 4-on-4 hockey, Matt. So who do you give the advantage for a 4-on-4?
You know, I think Oswego State does have a slight speed advantage, but again, we said that against Buffalo State, and look who came back and scored. It was Buffalo State. So more ice on there means, you know, longer stretch passes, and for Oswego State, if they can connect, that's a huge advantage. But if they force some turnovers, that might not really help them, and maybe Plattsburgh can come away with a goal.
Gillespie moving with some speed, takes a shot, rebound in front, try to get Zizek, score! Josh Zizek, and the Lakers lead this one 4-0.
And a beautiful 2-on-1. Michael Gillespie doesn't give up on the play, gets around Parita. Parita loses his net, and an easy pass from behind. No sight, no shot for Pregame to make the stop. He didn't even know where the puck was at that point, twisted all the way around.
Yeah, Pregame about 7 feet out of his net there, and Josh Zizek, as we take a look at the replay, Matt, take us through what you see.
Well, again, Pregame kind of loses his net quite a bit, and if you're Pregame, you've got to get to your post there, hug the post, make sure nothing gets behind you. He loses his net once more, loses the crease, and just an easy tap in for Zizek, but a heads-up play by Gillespie to go back across on that near side rather than cutting around for a wraparound.
23 seconds to go here as we stay 4-on-4 as the Lakers now lead 4-0. 17 seconds to go. Josh Zizek, the Lakers captain, with the 4th goal. Vance went to the ground there as Falanga controls, but a good poke check that time by Pissarro. 8 seconds to go here. It looks like Plattsburgh State is just going to let this one run out. 3 seconds to go. Middleton fires one wide, and that will end the second period. And Oswego State pouring it on. 3 goals in the period. They lead 4-0. And Matt, what a great period for Oswego State.
And what a beautifully played period by the Lakers. You know, really for Plattsburgh, just a couple of really bad turnovers, a couple of defensive lapses early in that period. You give up the power play goal to Broman. Obviously on the power play, you're down a man, so you expect a goal or you accept that. But going back to that Scorpio goal, you've got to get a man on Scorpio in the circle. Usually a defender's manning that crease area alongside Parita. You want him to challenge Scorpio, and they weren't able to do that. And then again, a 2-on-1 chance. You know, you kind of lose your net if you're Parita, but again, you've got 4 skaters out there for Plattsburgh, so a bit of surprise that he wasn't able to get back into his net.
Yeah, and that's really been the talk of this game so far. Jimmy Parita uncharacteristically having a very poor game. He's allowed 4 goals already. And on that last goal, he didn't look like he really knew where the puck was, didn't know where he was. So just uncharacteristic out of Jimmy Parita, a guy that you expect to really be a rock in between the pipes for the Cardinals.
Yeah, you really do expect him to be a rock, and you know, it's a season that didn't go his way, and this is just so unexpected for him, giving up now 4 goals on just about 19 shots. That's just so uncharacteristic, coming in now with a sub-800 save percentage.
And we're going to take a quick break here on Hockey Night in Oswego. When we come back, Brian Rudden and the guys will take us through that second period. Lakers score 3. They lead 4-0 after 2.
And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10. You're watching the second intermission report, as the Lakers lead the Cardinals 4-0 once again alongside Nick Ketter and Zach Case. I'm Brian Rudman, and guys, what a period from the Oswego State Lakers at this point, just pouring it on up 4-0.
Yeah, Oswego did a great job, got 3 goals in that period, and now way ahead of course, Plattsburgh Cardinals. They're doing a great job in front of Stephen Kazakowski. They did go to the box a few times, but an overall great period for the Lakers.
Yeah, just amazing. They're really pulling ahead, but right now 4-0. Do you trust them to hold this lead?
Yeah, I think the Lakers might want to add a few more. You know, maybe they want to send a little message to Geneseo. They put up 7 goals against Potsdam. Maybe the Lakers are looking to do that, and against their rival too. You know, no better game to go out of MCC.
Now let's take a look at those goals. We talked about them, 3 in the period. What do you see from the Lakers?
Well, the first one, Travis Broman, he's already scored once in the game, and he's on top of things here on the second one. That's Joe Scorpio's goal later on in the period. Just an absolute laser with the pass off the board.
Then you see another look at that, of course, and then you go on to the next goal. Josh Zizek, nice feed from Gillespie as he's already behind the net. The goaltender didn't even know the puck was in the net until it already was. So Josh Zizek with the goal. The captain did a great job. So that's his goal forward, the 4th of the game. So Josh Zizek did a great job there.
Yeah, and you talk about Broman also scoring. How was his goal scored in that second period?
Well, Travis Broman, he's just been on top of the puck here. You had Jody Sullivan and Max Novak kind of in on that one on the power play. Broman was there to finish as he was for the second time.
Now, how has Oswego been getting it done on the defensive side? Because right now, they're shutting out Plattsburgh once again.
Yeah, they did a great job. Stephen Kazakowski has been the man in between the pipes for the Lakers. The defense has been stellar in front of him. Multiple opportunities for the Cardinals, but Stephen Kazakowski did a great job when he'd been tested. A lot of power play opportunities. He was stellar in that. Couldn't really see some of the shots, but he did well in the net pipes.
Now, I think it's safe to say the star of today's game so far has been Travis Broman, the 2 goals. How has he gotten it done so far in this one?
Well, definitely the fact that he's been getting shot opportunities from odd places. You saw a second goal coming right from the bottom of the circle. 4 shots on goal for Broman. 2 goals, of course, and he's +1. You'd like to see that coming out of your sophomore there. Some underclassmen really getting involved in the scoring column. but he did a great job getting that shot low, and then he also got the shot in the first period, so he's been doing good for the Lakers.
Now, Nick, do you expect the Lakers for Broman to get that hat trick in the third period?
I wouldn't put it past him in this game. I think he's feeling pretty good out there, and he's seeing the puck well. He seems to be right where the Lakers need him to be in the offensive zone, so I wouldn't put it past him to get the hat trick.
Now, obviously, Broman, a sophomore, a lot of young guys stepping up today. In this playoff game with 13 seniors exiting, are we seeing a changing of the guard here for the Oswego State Lakers?
I think we are. With an impressive game from Broman here, you kind of got a good mix of both worlds. You have Scorpio and Zizek with 2 goals, Broman with 2 goals. You have some other guys getting involved that are just kind of regular guys on the team, maybe that are going out, older guys on the team, upperclassmen. But I mean, Steven Kozakowski too. He's had 2 phenomenal saves in this game, and if that's not changing of the guard, I don't know what is.
Now, looking at the other side of things, obviously Plattsburgh down 4 goals. What have they done wrong in this game?
They definitely haven't really got good quality shot opportunities on Steven Kozakowski. When they have gone up on the power play, their puck movement isn't as good as it should be when you're on the power play, but they're getting shots. They just need to get better quality opportunities. And then when you get out of your D zone, your transition game needs to be better. A lot of dumps coming in, but a lot of changes because they've been in their defensive zone too much.
Now, Nick, looking at Pareto, what's wrong with him tonight? Obviously, usually a strong goalie. What's been going on?
He usually has this team kind of on his shoulders, and they've kind of let him down in front of the net. Oswego's kind of got out the tent, and they're camping in the zone. And it's just been really uncomfortable for Pareto going forward in this game. He's allowed 4 goals now, and maybe we'll see a different goalie in the net.
All right, well, we're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the last 20 minutes of this SUNYAC semifinal. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the second intermission report right here on WTOP 10. Once again, Nick Ketter and Zach Case. I'm Brian Rundman as the Oswego State Lakers lead the Plattsburgh Cardinals 4-0 at the second intermission of the second SUNYAC semifinal here as the winner goes on to Geneseo. Now, let's look at this period summary. The Lakers obviously taking a commanding lead in this period. What have they said?
Yeah, the Lakers 17 shots to 10 in this one. They're 1 for 1 on the power play. That's something that people had questions about throughout the year, and they really made the most of that in this game so far. Also, they've won 2 more faceoffs than Plattsburgh. Obviously, 4 goals and 17 shots. They're doing really well in that category.
Yeah, it was a stellar 20 minutes for the Lakers. They really ran the tables here on Plattsburgh with those 4 goals. But the fact that you're really winning in the faceoff zone, your power play is doing good. You're definitely getting prepared here for another game here in Geneseo. I think those stats really shown that they're ready to take on Geneseo, but still 20 more minutes here going into this game.
Now, you talked about Geneseo, and you saw it with them when we talked about them in the pregame show. They scored on not many shots. Oswego sort of doing the same thing there. How important is it to be efficient when you're shooting?
Well, you definitely have the fact that you're scoring goals off of shots. There are some quality, some aren't. You're getting a lot of odd man opportunities that they are getting on the rush to that Oswego is. So I think Oswego's doing a great job when they do get scoring opportunities, and they're really bearing down on their shots.
Now, looking forward towards these last 20 minutes of this game, starting with Oswego, what adjustments did they need to make to close this one out?
I'm definitely going to say you got to stay composed here if you're the Oswego State Lakers. You saw a little roughness between both teams as Antonucci went to the box along with a Plattsburgh player towards the end of that second period. So if you're if you're Oswego, you definitely need to stay out of the box and stay composed here in the final 20 in the Marano Campus Center.
Now, on the other side of things, what does Plattsburgh need to do? What does Coach Steve Moffitt need to make the adjustment in order to get his team back into this one?
Well, you really got to tighten up the defense here. The Lakers have done just about anything they wanted to in the offensive zone, and that has made it a really tough day for Jimmy Pareto. He's not even seeing the puck on that last goal. His back was turned to it. You have to let him see the puck a little bit better if he's going to stay in net. And I know that Plattsburgh, maybe it's not the strategy, but they're going to ramp up the intensity here, try to send the Lakers to the box.
Now, looking at this game, obviously 20 minutes to go, 4-goal deficit for Plattsburgh. Is this game over, or do they still have a chance?
I don't usually say yes to this question, but I feel like the Lakers are kind of feeling really good right now. I think it might go in their favor here in the third.
Zach, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, momentum's definitely in Oswego's favor. The crowd is in it here in the Marano Campus Center, and they're doing a great job. I think they're going to keep rolling, maybe get more than 7 goals compared to Geneseo last game in the summer.
Well, that's a tall task. Now, looking at this game, we've made predictions beforehand. Are you guys sticking with yours?
Well, 3-1's not really possible at this point. I'm going to look for Broman to finish off that hat trick. I think the Lakers add 2 more, 6-0 Lakers.
Zach, I have a feeling you may change it.
My prediction's way out the window right now. Is totally 4-0. Not what I had in the boat, but I definitely think seven goals isn't a big task for the Lakers here in the third period.
Well, I'm going to obviously bump my number up a little bit, but obviously I'm still sticking with the Lakers. Now, if the Lakers are able to hold on, if they perform the way that they do tonight, how are they looking against Geneseo in that SUNYAC final?
Well, you're proving you can score and you can keep the opponent off the board, but Geneseo is not anywhere near Plattsburgh in terms of their offensive production, so it's going to be a low-scoring, I think, close game if they do end up playing Geneseo.
I think you definitely have momentum going into Geneseo, but you still got to ramp it up here heading into a tough opponent. They're ranked nationally. If you're Oswego, you've been getting votes nationwide, but you definitely need to be a better team, even more or less going into Saturday.
Now quickly, the Lakers looking to close this one out in the last 20 minutes. That's all the time we have here in the second intermission report. Don't go anywhere after the break. Luke Owens and Matt Watling finish this game off in the third period. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
Hello and welcome back inside the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena. Luke Owens once again joined by Matt Watling. The Lakers got it going early and often. In the first period, it was Travis Broman notching the lone Lakers goal to give them a 1-0 lead. And then in the second period, it was Broman, Joey Scorpio, and Josh Zizek all adding goals. So 4-0 lead for Oswego State in what could be, most likely will be, their final 20 minutes of hockey inside MCC. But Matt, even up 4-0, how important is it for the Lakers to kind of maintain a cool head in this final period?
It is. You saw it really earlier on, as Vance with a shot off the first face-off there. But again, kind of going back to that physicality. Relax with the chippiness a little bit. You saw Plattsburgh trying to initiate a little bit. Max Novick did a good job staying back and having that cooler head, as you said, Luke. But again, with down 4 goals, Plattsburgh really not much to play for. They're trying to get an early goal here in the third, I should say. But if they can't, they're going to try to play some physical hockey.
Vance now has it at the point. Rips a shot blocked there by Arujo. Another shot, rebound in front. Zizek, and a good save there by Parita, as of course we still 4-on-4 after Liam Lawson and Tyler Antonucci got tied up and resulted in coincidental minors, so we go 4-on-4. Gillespie battling there alongside, kept in there by the skate. Back to the point, Pizzo fires a shot, blocked by Zizek, who's down momentarily. He's back up to his feet. Pizzo over to Hogg. Hogg fakes a shot momentarily, takes a shot, saved by Kozakowski, and gloved down by Zizek. Lakers are going to chip that one in there as Tredowitz still in the game for.
Looked like it was sorry to interrupt you, Luke. It looked like it was a stinger for Zizek off the kneecap or part of the leg with not a lot of protection there, but he's back on the bench now. Maybe laboring a little bit, but he'll be back out there for his next shift.
And for Oswego State, already up 4-0. We'll see how much they keep the foot on the gas as a stretch pass there for Travis Broman. Do you expect the Lakers to kind of keep the foot on the gas or maybe sit back defensively in this final period?
I think they haven't really put their foot on the gas all that much in terms of taking risks or chances. The goals they've scored have come really naturally to them, not forcing it. So I expect more of the same.
Nifty move there by DeFelice, but he couldn't control the puck as he tried to go through the legs of Anthony Pissarro, and Pissaro's going to tap it behind the net of Curry. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey as the Antonucci and Lawson penalties have expired. DeFelice, opportunity in the slot, saved by Kozakowski. Rebound out in front, Falanga backhand. Rebound again, a good save by Kozakowski, and he covers up to preserve what's been a shutout so far for the sophomore.
And a couple of great saves there for Kozakowski, and it just goes to show how he uses his size so well. 6'3", makes the first save, then has to move, 2-3 inches to make the second and eventually the third. He uses his size so well, getting down that butterfly, really sealing down the lower part of that net. And for Plattsburgh, they just can't elevate the puck on Kozakowski so far, and that's been a big difference in this game in preserving the shutout.
Young wins the faceoff as Aruja controls at the point for Plattsburgh State. Taking a shot, another save by Kozakowski into the corner. Brendan Young battling there as Mac Lewis tries to clear him out of the way, but it's back to the point. Aruja reps a shot. Good block by Antonucci using the stick there. And one word that comes to mind with Kozakowski this game, he's been really comfortable in net as Molinaro's just going to be a step offsides. And we're going to send it to our rinkside reporter, Michael Gross. Mike.
Thank you guys very much. Well, Steven Kozakowski has been outstanding. He's pretty much been a brick wall in between the pipes. He just made 3 incredible saves back to back to back, and he's the reason why the Lakers have been so good in these last few games. They've won 4 straight, and he's going to be that go-to guy in net, provided they don't find anybody better, and that's going to be pretty hard to do for next season. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Mike. And 18 minutes ago here in this game, Oswego State leading 4-0. And Kozakowski, of course, has been huge for the Lakers, and always comfortable when your team's able to get a quick lead by Travis Broman and just kind of keep the foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, Lakers scored in that first 5 minutes of that first period, and that's what's just so important for this team. Get that early lead, kind of settle things down a little bit, get the crowd back into it, as they did in that first period off the Broman goal. And with that icing there, but Broman's still looking for that hat-trick goal. You know, he hasn't had too many of those hat-tricks this season. Coming into the game, he's put up some great numbers, leading the team in points, or top 2, I should say. He's got 13 goals in the season, only trailing Pissarro in points, who has 27, the senior transfer from Buffalo State. It's well over a point per game, and well over 100 points with 114 heading into today.
Yeah, Pissarro, of course, is most likely his last home game here at MCC, as Kirkby and Kuhn will face off. And for Plattsburgh State, another big draw here. They're trailing by 4 and really haven't been able to cut into this lead at all, as Kuhn wins the faceoff back to Dahl at the point. Dahl over to Kyle, back to Dahl, rips a shot up high, and Kuhn tried to deflect it, but it looked like it went a little bit too high of Kozakowski. Antonucci exiting up to Scorpio. Lakers move in 2-on-1. Scorpio and Spink with Novik trailing. Scorpio's shot, good save by Jimmy Parita. Scorpio was looking for his second goal of the night.
Good positionally sound by Parita, and a good job by the lone defender for the Cardinals to try to seal off the pass.
As Kuhn moving in with some speed 1-on-2, but he's got some teammates back. High slot, shot, good save by Kozakowski as Thomas was inching in there, and Plattsburgh State a really good opportunity there, moving in 3-on-1.
A great save by Kozakowski. That could have been tragic, as Carter Allen and Carson Vance kind of both not collide, but they both collapse into the middle of the ice rather than staying spaced out. Maybe a miscommunication there, but Vance makes up for it, diving down, trying to block the lower part of the net, and Kozakowski stands tall once more.
Emerson, that shot, I'm not sure how it got through, but a good save there by Parita as Pizzo tried to block it. And, you know, Plattsburgh State trailing by 4, Matt. I mean, it seems out of reach, but it seems like if they want to get back, they've got to score 1 goal eventually.
They do, and it feels like it is out of reach. Of course, 16 minutes and 38 seconds, and we've seen crazier things happen in hockey, college hockey especially, but the game just feels like the air's been taken out of it. The Lakers really taking the air out of the Cardinals here. Even when they're generating some offensive chances, they haven't really great A's.
As DeCarlo kind of tied up there with Tredowitz, a couple of freshmen, a couple of stellar freshmen, I might add, going at it, as Emerson's going to send it deep for Pissarro. Sutton chases in there, trying to pinch down on Pissarro as Draven joins in along with Mitch Emerson. 16:15 to go in this game. Of course, the winner with a trip to the number 2 team in the country, SUNY Geneseo, on Saturday looming, as Sutton's going to send that one in deep, but of course both teams focusing on the task at hand as the Lakers have built a large lead here. Gillespie moving with some speed with Pissarro, moving in 2-on-2, but that pass went a little bit too far for Pissarro. Whiffing on a pass there, but moving with some speed now is Draven, tied up there by Gillespie, and Draven drops it back for Tredowitz, but it's taken away by Pissarro, and the Lakers clear the zone. Broman looked like he got tripped up there, no call, and as he falls to the ice.
I'm not sure if that was a trip or if Broman tried to connect, and there might be a whistle here, might be a penalty after all, as the back referee called it. And I was going to say, didn't look too much like a penalty to me. It looked like he maybe got spun around, but I guess you call that a hold or an interference of some sort, as Broman was tied up getting the puck, and Luke, you signal over, it looks like it'll be a slashing call.
Yeah, I think that's the signal that the referee gave. Of course, we'll wait a confirmation, and that's a big penalty, because now Plattsburgh State, 2 minutes of penalty they have to kill off, already trailing 4-0, and for the Lakers, trying to send this MCC crowd into pandemonium one final time this year. Zizek wins the face-off to DeCarlo, over to Novik at the point. Back to DeCarlo along the circle, down low Zizek, pass out in front for Broman, and a good defensive play there by Plattsburgh State. It will be a slashing call against Draven as Broman gets it to the point. Novik back for Gillespie. Gillespie circling back. He's got Zizek behind the net if he wants him. Instead, Broman gets it in the high slot but couldn't control, trying to get it through, and now going the other way is Kuhn. Kuhn moving with some speed, trying to kill some time, and he does just that, and finally controlled by Max Novik. Back out in front for an opportunity, and cleared away luckily there by Mike Gillespie.
Yeah, and really on that sequence for Broman, went to almost take the shot on the one-timer, held up just a little too late. As Isaac just staying onside there, but the puck caught up. But again, back on that chance for Broman. Had a good chance, but he just couldn't unleash.
DeCarlo moving in with a pass to Gillespie, trying to get to Broman, and it looks like the Lakers trying to get Broman that third goal. DeCarlo carrying in, has Novik at the point. Novik rips his shot, rebound in front. Zizek got a stick on it, but it went wide. Zizek again in the corner, over for Broman. Zizek trying to get it, but a diving effort by Middleton to get that clear for Plattsburgh State.
And a good clear for Middleton as there's just about 45 seconds left to go in the penalty for Plattsburgh, and their penalty kill's done a pretty good job aside from giving up that one goal. They've done a much better job here in this third period, limiting chances.
Novick going to work on Pizzo, gets it over to Carson Vance. Vance skating in, sends it back behind to the near half wall and chased down by Mitch Emerson. Emerson looked like he got tangled up with Pissarro. Some friendly fire. Pissarro goes down, and it's an easy clear there for the Cardinals.
Yeah, shot up way into the rafters. I couldn't quite find the puck. I was afraid I was going to have to make a play to save you there, Luke.
Oh, yeah. I'm always on my toes up here as Vance moves in, trying to get a pass out in front, and kind of an interesting move there by Parita to clear it back out. We play on. Curry at the point. Back down low, Pissarro. Pissarro back to the point, Curry. Penalty expiring for the Cardinals. Pissarro moving in, takes a shot. That one went wide and controlled by Vance. Vance, a nifty move there to get it over to Mitch Emerson. Back behind the net, Pissarro. Pissarro got it in front, but Kirkby just couldn't get his stick on it. Controlled by the point Emerson for a moment, but now Young. A nice tap pass there to DeFelice back to Young, and that's going to be a very costly offsides, as could have been a good opportunity for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it feels like the Cardinals are almost just a step out of sync with each other. A really uncharacteristic offside call, and DeFelice not happy with himself. And maybe even the linesman, I should say, as he was mouthing back towards the linesman and slamming his stick against the boards as he went up for a line change, and he's got to be careful. You know, the referees have called a really strict game, and you don't want to take it on sportsmanlike penalty.
And DeFelice out of Ontario, he played for the Buffalo Junior Sabres of the OJHL, as did Adam Tredowitz, so kind of become a little bit of a pipeline for head coach Steve Moffat in year one here with the Cardinals, and two really solid underclassmen for this Cardinals team. McMillan up to Mac Lewis as it's back to the point. Arujo ripped his shot, blocked by Molinaro, trying to leak out for a pass. Instead, it's ripped his shot, easily cleared away there by Kozakowski.
And again, DeFelice maybe a little bit frustrated with himself. He had 2 goals against Brockport in that double overtime thriller, and he just hasn't been able to establish a bit of offense for himself in this game.
Molinaro moving in with Lewis, trying to find a pass out in front, saved and cleared away by Parita. And now we got a penalty coming up as Mac Lewis, we mentioned it earlier, you know, you got to keep your emotions in check, and that time it's going to be a penalty going against Lewis.
And just an unnecessary penalty to take, or a hit to take. He's finishing his check on Middleton and just pretty much pushes him into Parita's post. So a tough break for the Lakers, as you don't really want to take the penalty. But, I mean, the penalty kill has been really good for the Lakers so far tonight. They've killed off every single chance. There's been 3 of them so far. But, again, with 12:32 left to go, you have a strong lead. That's a penalty you really don't need to take if you're Mac Lewis, excuse me.
And the the power play for Plattsburgh State has been great so far. They've gotten 5 shots on goal after 2 periods in their power play opportunities. Face-off one back to Arujo. Tredowitz is back on the ice, of course, for Plattsburgh State. That's a big addition as that puck flies into the stands. It's on the ground, everyone's okay, and for Plattsburgh State, they really haven't been able to crack this penalty kill unit for Oswego State.
No, they haven't, and Oswego State's been able to do it both ways, being really aggressive. You saw Sullivan get a chance, shorthanded a couple power play penalties ago, I should say. And then again, they've been pretty passive at some points, kind of sitting back a little bit, not attacking in the neutral zone or attacking the point as much as we've seen in the past.
Back behind the net, Tredowitz is there, ripping a shot. Draven, rebound in front, and that one went wide, and a great play by Carson Vance to clear out, and now he's tangled up there with Mitch Hale. And really a great defensive play by Oswego State, because that side of the net was wide open for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it trickled through what looked to be Kozakowski's 5-hole, and I thought that would surely be a goal on the doorstep for Mitch Hale, and he was just unable to corral it, or Vance did a good job kind of forcing the puck away from the net, and then it gets knocked off its moorings, which blows the play dead. Again, a good break for the Lakers. You're able to knock the puck out of the crease, try to preserve the shutout, and also knock the puck off the net off its moorings to try to reset the play.
And you're right, when that went through Kozakowski's 5-hole, I was thinking someone's got to be there, and Hale was there, but I believe Vance kind of got there and was able to clear it away. And as you mentioned, net comes off its moorings, and we play on now. 12 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and 1:35 to go on this penalty committed by Mac Lewis, and a good clear there for the Lakers. They get a chance to reset and get a line change.
Again, they're using more of an aggressive forechecker and Jody Sullivan at the blue line, and kind of trying to force a bit of a trap with the 3 other skaters at that blue line of Oswego State as the puck's fired up and out of play.
Once again into the crowd, and everyone seems to be okay there. A souvenir, of course, a very packed Murano Campus Center, so not a lot of room in between, but a young fan gets a souvenir, always good to see, as 11:51 to go here in this game, 119, on the power play opportunity, as DeFelice will face off against Zyzik. But once again, DeFelice is going to be booted, and it will be Brendan Young replacing him. It'll be Falanga that will be replacing him. Falanga facing off against Isaac. Face off won by Falanga. Back to the point, Pizzo. Pizzo swinging it along on the point and skating in here. Back to the point, Pizzo. Pizzo, pass over for DeFelice, ripping a shot, Pizzo, and he scored! Andrew Pizzo from the point, and Plattsburgh State is on the board. It's now 4-1.
And Falanga out there screening Kozakowski, puck low to the ice, and I'm thinking, you know, I thought at first Falanga got the tip in, but you see Pizzo there leading the goal celebration line, usually signifying that he gets the goal as we watch the replay here. Just a slow developing play from the point, a shot, and Falanga right there in the crease of Kozakowski, surprised Oswego State's not complaining about a potential goal interference call, as we saw in the women's game on the second goal that Oswego State was disallowed. But nonetheless, Lakers still with a 4-1 lead, and that feels like a one-off goal that you don't really feel the momentum shift a little bit. But again, if the Cardinals are really going to take advantage, you want to score another goal in the next 2 minutes, within the next 2 minutes, I should say, to have any chance at getting back in this game for real.
And that goal, of course, really impressive shot from the point by Pizzo, and he kind of ripped it low. Thought there would be a deflection, there wasn't, as Emerson takes out Arujo, and Hale goes the other way for Plattsburgh State. 4-1 game now, 11-10 to go in this one, and pass up for DiCarlo, who's been sprung loose. DiCarlo moving in on the right wing, takes a shot, saved by Parita. Rebound was there, but Mitch Emerson was not there yet, and that goal will go to Pizzo, so no tip. And the pass from Joe Kyle was a good one, which was ripped home by Pizzo. So Plattsburgh State gets on the board. It's still 4-1 though, 10:50 to go in this game. Came on the power play as well, which is good news for the Cardinals, who were struggling before. DeFelice, back to the point, Hogg moving in, trying to find Pizzo at the point, but a good job by Zizek cutting off the angle. Hogg moving around for a wraparound. Staying with him is Zizek, a really good defensive effort by the Lakers captain.
And Ryan Hogg trying to do a little bit too much. He's a great skater, and you saw it there, but at some point you're better off chipping in behind the goal line, or at least firing it back out in this crease instead of circling back to your point and turning the puck over.
Liam Lawson was laid out there by Carter Allen as he tried to make a move, and we're back to the neutral zone about halfway through this third period on WTOP 10. We thank you as always for listening. Luke Owens alongside Matt Watling. Ringside is Michael Gross as Plattsburgh State moving in looking for a second goal, but it's taken away by Broman moving with some speed. Zizek got tangled up there with Alden, no call, but Broman, a nifty move, backhand, saved by Parita, rebound right in the crease, but no one was there. Gillespie almost, Broman, nifty move again, takes a shot, rebound, no one home as Mac Lewis was right on the doorstep.
And Broman a couple times putting the puck through his legs as we got another penalty on Plattsburgh. Of course, the crowd showing their applause on the high stick. And for Broman going through the legs, getting to that backhand, using his big shoulder to muscle his way through, and we've seen him do that a couple times here in the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena.
And we're going to send it to our ringside reporter, Michael Gross, who has thoughts on the Lakers kind of keeping a cool head down the stretch. Michael.
Thank you, guys. That last goal scored by Andrew Pizzo, just his 8th career third of the season. He slotted it past Kozakowski, but it's going to be interesting to see because the Lakers have a tendency to lose their cool in the third period, whether they're up or down by big. And you know Plattsburgh, they're going home after this, or potentially could go home after this, so they have nothing to lose. And the Lakers have to play Geneseo next weekend, provided they win this game, so they don't want anybody missing that game. They have to keep their cool here in the third period. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mike, as a shot from the point by Vance was blocked, but it's back to Vance. He's got Curry at the point, also Pissarro, Emerson, and Kirkby, the second unit, usually for the Lakers. Pissarro over to Kirkby, back to Pissarro in the slot. As Pissarro's going to cycle back, a high sticking call going against Pizzo, who just scored. Now he's in the box, hurting his team. Curry over to Vance. Vance, Kirkby had an opportunity, but a really good play there by Philip Middleton as he carries the other way with Kuhn. Moving in, pass over to Kuhn, and a good play by Vance to get back. Emerson now moving, Lakers go 3-on-2. Emerson has Kirkby, pass over, and Kirkby just couldn't get a stick on that as it skipped over, and a clear for Plattsburgh State.
Yeah, a good chance there for Kirkby, couldn't quite get the puck on, and you had a trailer for Oswego State. Would have liked to see them find him, as it's kind of tougher to account for that third guy in, as opposed to the initial guys that were kind of standing equal in the ice.
Liam Lawson moving in for Plattsburgh State, killing off some time. 50 seconds to go on the Pizzo penalty. Lakers lead 4-1 here in the semifinals of the SUNYAC playoffs. DiCarlo moving in on the far wing. Puts the brakes on, trying to find Novik at the point. Finally does. Novik back over to Gillespie. Gillespie, a lot of room, rips a shot. That one low and wide as DiCarlo controls once again for the Lakers. Back to Novik. Over back to Gillespie at the near faceoff circle. Point Novik. Novik searching for something, takes a shot, and an easy block there by Hale.
And not a lazy play by Novik, but you've got to try to fire it through, or rather around the defenders in Hale, as he could have had an opportunity the other way.
And now going the other way is Draben, and a nifty move finally corralled by Novik as DeCarlo's glove and stick both came out. And that will end the Pizzo penalty. So Plattsburgh State back to full strength. 7:40 to go. Zyzek moving up the wing. Zyzek moving in, backhand shot, and that one went wide. He had a wide open net as Jimmy Parita had came all the way out to try to play that one. Molinaro tried to wrap it around. Easy save there. And we go the other way. Rougeau firing a shot. That one went high as Alden chases in for the Cardinals. Back out in front, DeFelice had an opportunity. Middleton ripping a shot from the point. Wide open rebound, and Kozakowski dives to make that play. It looked like he kind of had to lunge into that one as the puck was loose right in the crease.
And an incredibly quick whistle by the referee. Kozakowski didn't have possession of the puck sitting right there. He's about to lunge out for it when the referee blew the whistle dead. So I guess you lose sight of the puck, you got to blow the whistle. But again, trying to find that puck, as there was a chance for Plattsburgh that could have been if they had the extra man out in front, weren't able to do so. And then earlier in the sequence, there was a high sticker, some kind of potential penalty on Plattsburgh State. And assistant coach John Whitelaw was not happy, raising his arms as the referee's trying to get a penalty on Plattsburgh State earlier in the sequence.
And a really good opportunity there as Kozakowski kind of lost sight of the puck for a moment, but was able to cover it. Maybe a little bit of a quick whistle there as Alden gets it back to the point to Dahl, but Plattsburgh State will have to tag up. Sullivan now along the far boards is going to tap it back to Carter Allen. 6:50 to go, and that one's going to be all the way down, and we will get an icing call.
And again, 6:48 remaining here. Plattsburgh trying to generate some offense in a hurry, but it feels like not like they're defeated, but you get that kind of feeling in the crowd, in the ambiance around the arena, where the fans really not necessarily into this game when you've got such a big lead. And for Oswego State just trying to play a smart game, get all 5 guys back behind the puck. As you see Pizzo there, the lone goal scorer for Plattsburgh State, off a slap shot from the point. Really a goal that you don't really expect to give up, but one that kind of is so much traffic in front of the power play, you accept to give that one up when you have a 4-goal lead.
And Pizzo that time trying to move into the high slot for an opportunity. Now the Lakers go 3-on-2 the other way. Molinaro got flipped and upended that time, and a good low play there by Hogg to flip up Molinaro. Hogg playing now behind his own net as Molinaro got up okay, and after he was just flipped right in front of that Plattsburgh State bench. Hogg carrying in, and Brown a really active stick there to tap it back as Oswego State will get set up once again. 6:15 to go here in the SUNYAC semifinal game as that pass just goes past the stick of Pizzo. Hogg got tangled up there with Sullivan. No call, we play on. Kirkby and Thomas now going at it behind the net. Physicality picking up here. Kirkby and Brown. Brown behind the net trying to get a pass for Scorpio. Back on the front, Brown took a shot and it's blocked by Pizzo. Kirkby controlling on the backhand. Looking for a pass, but Pizzo staying very active. He had the lone goal for the Cardinals, then committed the penalty, but doing a good job since coming out of the box.
Yeah, he's done a great job so far. Really active offensively, something you don't expect to see from him. As you heard from Michael Gross a few moments ago, only has 3 goals in the season. I think it was no more than 20 points in his career, so you expect more of a defensive-minded guy from Pizzo, but he's trying to elevate his play with the last couple minutes here in his season.
Couple of minutes ago, as you mentioned, 5:25 on the clock here as time ticking out for Plattsburgh State's season. Back out in front. Pass shot by Trenowitz, blocked in front. I believe that was Tyler Curry on his knee, able to steer that puck away. Middleton finds Hale, who has a breakaway moving in, but Curry gets back. Hale chipping one in front, but unable to get a stick on that was Joe Draben. Back behind the net. 5 minutes to go in this season. Will most likely be the last game on home ice for Oswego State, as they'd have to travel to Geneseo in the SUNYAC championship game. Pissarro chipping and chasing, and we've got a whistle down on the other end, and we've got a penalty, and it's going to be going against Plattsburgh State. I didn't quite see what happened, but it will be Mitch Hale going to the box for Plattsburgh State.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a holding or something of that nature on Hale behind the play, and with 4:49 remaining in the game, and you'll have a 2-minute power play for the Lakers, that'll just about do it for Plattsburgh State, down 3 goals. We wait the official call, but I couldn't see too much of it. It looked like maybe a holder or something of that nature behind the play, and not a tough break for Plattsburgh, but if you had any shot of getting back in this game, you need to be 5-on-5 for the remainder of the period.
Yeah, maybe one of those penalties you take when you're feeling kind of defeated, as Mitch Hale will head to the box for Plattsburgh State. Zyzek wins the faceoff for the Lakers. They go to work on that power play. Gillespie skating in along the circle, gets it over to Novik at the point. He's got DeCarlo to his left, Gillespie to his right. Gillespie back to Novik, over for DeCarlo. skating in. Lakers haven't gotten a shot off yet as DiCarlo fanned for a moment, then it got back to Novik. Crowd getting into it. Gillespie to Broman, ripped his shot, looking for number 3. That one went a little bit too high as Alex DiCarlo carrying back to Broman. Broman, a nifty move there, but a good play by Lawson. Back to Broman, he tried to tip it over there for Gillespie.
And they're trying to find Broman that 3rd goal for the hat trick here. That's why you'll see them kind of trying to either force it or play it on the perimeter until they can get it to Broman.
As DiCarlo now carries over to Novik, and that's a contact to the head penalty, which is a big one, an indirect, so it's back out to the point. Of course, the PA announcer saying an indirect shot to the head, so that's why it's just a 2-minute minor penalty. Novik carrying for Pissarro at center ice, 3:55 to go in this one, 1 minute and 3 seconds on the penalty committed by Hale moments ago.
And now the Lakers trying to generate some offense here, 58 seconds remaining, but again, you can kind of sit back, be a little lackadaisical. You don't really want to pressure too hard or get too physical in case you get, an injury or something of that nature. So just sitting back a little bit on this power play.
Emerson moving in with Kirkby, has some speed. He's going to peel back, try to find Curry at the wing, but it's taken away by Kuhn as Pizzo battling as well. Back to the point, Tyler Curry. Curry searching. He's got Pissarro. Pissarro in the high slot. Pass down low. Kirkby backhanded opportunity, and a good job by Parita just standing tall. Look out, that puck is going to trickle into the Lakers locker room with 3:18 to go in this game.
And it looked like Kirkby was trying to find a wraparound or a backhand pass over for Emerson on the back door, on the back side of the goal, and he sure would have an easy tap-in goal if he was able to get it over to him. So a good chance by Kirkby, and again, the Lakers trying to work things down low, not pressing too hard here, up 3 goals with 3:18 remaining. You're not trying to do too much, and you're not trying to necessarily embarrass the Plattsburgh Cardinals team, a team that both sides, despite being storied rivals, have so much respect for one another. Of course, Bob Emery, the head coach for quite some time up until this past year, had so much respect for Coach Gosick, and now Steve Moffitt will join the mix as well as the head coach of the Cardinals.
Yeah, Moffitt, a guy that also Coach Gosick told us during the first whiteout, a guy that he has so much respect for, and the direction of this Plattsburgh State program seems to be going the right way with him now, in control and keeping on the legacy of Emery as another puck goes into the crowd, and a good catch once again by a fan. And we've seen a lot of pucks go into the crowd tonight. Of course, no one harmed as we get another puck in play. 5 seconds to go on the power play for the Lakers.
And again, just kind of going back to Steve Moffitt, an assistant coach that spent so much time in Plattsburgh, and Coach Gosick saying, he really loves to see when assistant coaches are promoted through the ranks. You saw Moffitt put in his time. You saw Gosick put in his time as well as an assistant coach, and both very happy rewarded with their alma maters nonetheless.
Got a little bit of a wave going around here along the ends of MCC, and 2 minutes 45 seconds to go. Lakers lead by 3. We'll see how they handle Parita. I'd assume they just keep him in the game here as DeFelice carries in for Plattsburgh State. Shot from the point, deflected, and Mac Lewis will go the other way for the Lakers. Back to the point now, out to center ice. Molinaro chases Middleton, will chip it in. 2:28 to go in this SUNYAC semifinal game. Oswego State, 2 minutes 20 seconds away from a 3rd meeting with Geneseo this season. They lost the first 2, but of course looking to win in Geneseo to clinch a spot once again in the NCAA tournament. Novik tracing Chedowitz, pass out in front, good block there by Antonucci as Lawson had a wide open side of the net. Lawson controlling once again. Pass to Kyle, tried to rip his shot. Zizek got tangled up with him. Hogg and Broman tied up once again as Parita's going to go to the bench. 3-goal game, but of course this is it for Plattsburgh State if they lose, so they're going to go all out. Trailing by 3. Pizzo on the extra skater. Over to Kyle. Kyle, nifty move there, trying to get past Broman, rips the shot. Rebound down in front, Draven whacking at it, and Kozakowski will get the cover.
And for the Lakers trying to stand tall in your defensive zone, you see it on the screen right there. All 5 kind of collapsing in towards Kozakowski. And really, that's what you want to see if you're Oswego State. When the Cardinals don't have the puck at their point, try to collapse down, make it easier for Kozakowski, get the rebounds out of the way in a hurry, and that's what Oswego State's trying to do, box out the Cardinals' net front presence as well to let Kozakowski pounce on the puck, something he's done really well all game long.
And we'll see if the Cardinals can kind of try to repeat the success they had on the power play. Of course, not a power play, but up 6 men to 5 with Parita now on the bench. As Shredowitz loses that face-off to Pissarro. Of course, Andrew Pizzo had the lone goal for the Cardinals, and he's standing there at the point. Pissarro trying to get up for DiCarlo. Puck still in the zone as Lawson chases after Carter Allen. Allen using his speed to get it up to Pissarro. Pissarro's just going to chip that one down as Mitch Emerson chased for a minute. 1:20 to go here in this SUNYAC semifinal game. Pass up for Pissarro, and Emerson chasing as well. No icing call, didn't go far enough. Pissarro has DiCarlo waiting in that high slot, looking at the empty net. It looks like he wants it there. Puck still loose there. DiCarlo waiting for it still. Out in front, Pizzo is going to clear it for Plattsburgh State, going the other way. 1 minute to go. Moving in is Draven. Drop pass for Lawson. Back to the point of Rougeau. Rougeau ripped his shot. Emerson carries at center ice. Emerson trying to go around and get a goal there, but poked away. Draven moving in now. 45 seconds to go. Kuhn skating in now on the near side, chipping behind the net. Kuhn ripping a shot, goes wide of Kozakowski, 35 seconds to go. DiCarlo pinched in there, controlled by Vance, and he's going to send it the length of the ice, takes a weird bounce, and that one will go wide, and we will have an icing call.
Yeah, and with that icing, 28 seconds left, and you see this urgency from Plattsburgh State that we really hadn't seen in the first 2 periods of play, and now within the last 5 minutes, you see it. It's almost too little too late for Plattsburgh State. It was a valiant effort the last final minutes, but you've got to try to generate some offense throughout the first 40 minutes of play, and Oswego State did a great job shutting them out for a majority of this game, and again, defensively, one of the best performances I've seen from Oswego State, a game that you're not used to seeing Oswego State only take 24 shots on net, and that's just a testament to Plattsburgh's defense. But again, Oswego State very opportunistic, something that you like to see when you're looking forward now to a matchup against SUNY Geneseo on Saturday, a team that likes to dominate the puck, a team that likes to limit their opponents to fewer than 30 shots. And Oswego State, not a similar game that they'll play on Saturday, as it'll be a track meet, but something like that with few shots.
Student section on their feet, 25 seconds to go in this SUNY X semifinal. Middleton over to Draven, looking for maybe some icing on the cake. Middleton rips a shot, goes just wide. Kuhn back to the point. Rougeau rips a shot, that one also went wide. 10 seconds to go. Young controls, tripped up there by Allen. Middleton lost his stick, 5 to go. 3 seconds, Oswego State gonna run out the time behind the net as Carson Vance controls, and that will do it. Oswego State holds serve at home, and they advance to the SUNYAC Championship against Geneseo on Saturday. What a win for Oswego State.
And really a game that was in no doubt, no question for Oswego State, as they do an excellent job generating their offense, and really throughout most of that entire game, it felt like Oswego State was in the mix to win that one. Really, again, not much of a doubt for this one.
It wasn't. In the third period, Plattsburgh State does tally a goal off the stick of Pizzo, but when it's all said and done, a 4-1 win for Oswego State, and they really led it from beginning to end. And just as you mentioned, a really dominant effort from the Lakers. It seemed like the Cardinals could never really get their feet going in this one.
Yeah, they really couldn't. I think a big part of that is due to the offensive struggles of Plattsburgh, and such a great job for the Lakers to stifle the Cardinals' offense.
Yeah, and they've done a great job, did the Cardinals, the Lakers, just finishing this game strong. You know, they led 4-0 going into the final period. You wonder if their intensity would still be there, and it was, and they did a great job finishing strong.
Yeah, I think for Oswego State doing such an excellent job, and for Plattsburgh, you've got nine freshmen, but again, you still have so much room to grow. But you kind of feel for Middleton, a graduate student, a captain, we've seen a lot of his play through the last several years, and a big force that will be missed on this Plattsburgh defense.
And for Oswego State, of course, 13 seniors, and they really did a great job leading the way. Joey Scorpio had a goal, a guy that hasn't scored much this year, and he made his impact felt. Also captain Josh Zizek with a goal. So what did you see out of the senior leaders of Oswego State tonight?
I mean, they've been so impressive. You saw Sullivan on the penalty kill, did a great job generating an offensive chance of his own. That defense, that senior-led defense, was just so impressive. And again, that just Josh Zizek really taking over, and he's done so the last several games or so. Just looking at the notes, 10 points in his last 12 games or so. He's really kind of taken over and been dominant the second half of the season.
Yeah, one thing that stood out to me, Matt, was when I said, do you think Oswego State keeps the foot on the gas? And you kind of said they didn't really have to keep the foot on the gas. They just played their game. So I think that was just so impressive from Oswego State. They didn't really, get too aggressive. They did a good job getting back defensively, as you mentioned, and they just did a great job playing to their systems.
It was such a clean game for Oswego State, and I think a big part of that is playing against Plattsburgh. It's a team that isn't really used to forcing it. Plattsburgh really takes their chances on counterattacks and rushes like that, and for Oswego State, they didn't need to make their chances and really risk any defensive lapses, and they did a great job playing within their systems, as you said, Luke.
Oswego State wins this second edition of Whiteout, the semifinal of the SUNYAC. They advance to play SUNY Geneseo on Saturday in the championship. That's all we have from the Steve Levy press box, but stay tuned, because after the break, Brian Rutherford and the guys will take us through this Oswego State victory.
And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the post-game report here on WTOP 10. It's the Lakers winning 4-1 over their arch rival, the Plattsburgh Cardinals, in Whiteout Part 2. Once again, alongside Nick Ketter and Zach Case, I'm Brian Rudman as we close out this SUNYAC semifinal. And guys, the Lakers really took over in the second period and never looked back. Let's take a look at the game summary. How'd they get this one done?
Yeah, Oswego did a great job all around the whole 60 minutes of play. You go to this game summary, of course, 21 shots on goal compared to 26 for the Lakers. Of course, 4 goals for 26 shots. It's a good number for the Lakers. They got quality opportunities there. 1 for 4 for both teams on the power play. Oswego did a great job when they were on the power play. Definitely need to improve moving forward and make sure you don't go to the box, especially against a tough Geneseo team. And then face-off 29-28, Oswego barely winning that. In general, Oswego did play a good 40 minutes, maybe be a little better in the last 20, but I think Oswego did a great job tonight.
Yeah, and now how impressive was it that Oswego was able to get those 4 goals on 26 shots tonight?
Well, to have that kind of efficiency at this time of the year is something that they're definitely looking for. It's going to be really important going up against Geneseo next, a team who has literally done the same thing, only scoring 7 goals against Potsdam, so that is extremely important.
All right, now moving on to the man between the pipes for the Lakers. It's been Steven Kozakowski in the last month, and he's really taken over tonight, saving 20 out of 21 shots faced. How impressive has he been?
Well, there was a lot of scores for the Lakers tonight, but Steven Kozakowski really left his mark on this game. He had a few great saves. He had that glove save in the game. You see him just reeling in the puck there with the chaos going on outside. That is just great composure right there for Steven Kozakowski. As a sophomore, you love to see it from him. As you see, another save there, has a good ability to just turn the puck away and throw it to the corner boards.
Yeah, I don't think Kozakowski really struggled in net tonight. This was his first playoff game, of course, first playoff win for the Lakers when he is in net. So I think they did a great job. He did a great job as well. And I think moving forward, I don't think we have a question in between the pipes for the Lakers.
Now, how do you think he handled the pressure of not only his first whiteout, but his first playoff game?
Well, I think he treated it like any other game. As a sophomore, I mean, that's all you can do. He really was just really composed in that tonight, only allowing 1 goal. For a while there, we thought he might have a shutout, but just great stuff from the sophomore.
All right, now we're going to send it down ringside with our man, Michael Gross, who's with the captain, Josh Zizek. Michael, what do you have?
All right, I'm here with Josh Zizek, the second star of the game. Josh, 2 assists and a goal tonight in your final night here in the wheelhouse. How much does that mean to you getting that 3 points?
It's a great feeling. Like you said, this is the last time I'll ever play in this rink, so even just to get on the board or even a win, you know what I mean, I'd be happy with either of those, but to have a game like I did tonight, I couldn't ask for anything more.
What can you attribute to Steven Kozakowski's play and goal? He's been outstanding recently. That's 5 straight wins now for you guys.
He's been electric in net for us, and you can tell it on the bench. All the boys get hyped up when he makes a big save. So he's one of those guys that works hard all week in practice, and I'm happy he got his shot. He's been playing really good hockey.
Well, you got the sweep on Plattsburgh tonight. That's 3 this year, but now you have to look ahead to Geneseo, and you got to play them next weekend and on some shorter rest. What do you guys have to do this week to get ready for that, even on shorter rest?
Just going to do the same thing we've been doing all year. Just keep battling in practice, working hard, get our systems down. We know what they're going to bring. We played them twice this year. Obviously, they haven't gone our way, but why not now, right? It's going to be a great story coming Saturday.
And you as a senior, being the captain of this team, the last time you're ever here, you have anything to say to the fans, a thank you or anything?
Yeah, obviously a huge thank you. I mean, words can't really describe how much these guys do for us, so it's just a huge appreciation from my part. I love them all, and couldn't have asked for a better place to play.
Well, Josh, 2 assists and a goal tonight, the second star of the game, and the win. All right, we're down here on the ice. We'll throw it back to you guys.
Thank you, Michael, and Josh Zizek really lighting up the stat sheet tonight. What did you think of his performance here, and what is most likely his last appearance in the wheelhouse?
Well, I was pretty happy with his performance, seeing that he was my player to watch. But, you know, he really has turned it on late in the season. 2 goals against Fredonia, has a big night tonight, and potentially his last game here. And you just love to see that from a guy who's a senior and a captain on this team, and for what he's meant to this organization.
Now, looking forward to this Saturday, SUNYAC final rematch from last year, Oswego versus Geneseo. What can we expect in this one?
Yeah, you're definitely looking at Oswego coming into the Geneseo barn. It's going to be a tough one. The crowd's definitely going to be a factor here. Past 2 games, Oswego's gone on the road to Geneseo. They're 0 for 2 right now. So you definitely need to bring this 5-game win streak into Geneseo, take care of business, and hopefully go home with a SUNYAC championship.
What is the biggest key for Oswego going into that game? How do they turn the tides against a team that they really have struggled with?
Well, you got to dictate the pace. You got to stay out of the penalty box, and you got to have good goaltending. You got to allow Stephen Kozakowski to make those saves that he made tonight. If you have guys in front of him and there's deflections, he might not see any of those, and it kind of could just get out of hand there.
Now, you look at this Oswego team. How do they stay composed? Because the last time they visited Geneseo, like you said in the pregame show, pushing 100 penalty minutes, how do they stay out of the box?
You definitely got to focus on your emotions and know that you're going to battle here for a title and the buy into this NCAA tournament. So if you're Oswego, you definitely need to keep your emotions in check and just go 20 minutes, and then you'll hopefully you'll be in the game here going into the final.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll say goodbye to our seniors here at WTOP 10 and close out the season here on Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching WTOP 10. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Once again with Nick Header and Zach Case. I'm now joined on the desk with Michael Gross, our ringside reporter. I'm Brian Rudman. And as we talked about before the break, this is most likely the last game for the Oswego State Lakers men's hockey team, which means it's also, unfortunately, our last Hockey Night in Oswego of the year. And we've really had a lot of fun this year, and we have a bunch of seniors graduating from TOP this year, and we've really done some special stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun doing all these great games. I mean, we had a great game to finish the year, Plattsburgh versus Oswego, 2 games. I mean, it's a Tuesday, but it was fun like a weekend.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of experiences this year. It was my first year, but I really appreciate all the upperclassmen getting me into this, and I can't wait for the future here.
Now, me as a sophomore, Brian, you as a sophomore, we have got to witness Jake Vanderbrook come through here as well.
Yes, the
and
Vander.
That was a tough goodbye last year,
Absolutely.
also against Plattsburgh.
Yep.
Now it's going to be a tough goodbye to Mr. Nick Ketter, and as we transition from the seniors on the hockey team now up to the first year.
Well, we do have plenty of seniors. We'll take a look at the list of our seniors here on WTOP 10 as we say goodbye to them. You take a look at all of them and all their positions here. Dan Corlett, Chris Sanudo, Curtis Cady, Nick Ketter, Alex Lance, Geffro, Taro Donovan, Billy Cronin, Andrew Gilbert, and Ben Vasquez. All so important to WTOP 10, all they've done. We really just want to thank them. You know, obviously, Nick, you're leaving us, but, you know, for me, Case, and Michael Gross here, we really just want to thank you for all that you've taught us over the last few years. But we do want to highlight on one man in particular, and that is our very own Nick Ketter, who's here on the first. You take a look, pictures, and Nick, we've worked a lot this year. You stood right next to me here on Hockey Night in Oswego. We came into TOP at the same time. You see us there. See yourself with Michael there for the NCAA tournament game. Just want to say thank you. You've been great to work with. I've enjoyed every moment of it. And, you know, this year as a sports package coordinator, you've put so much work into WTOP 10. We really just want to thank you. It hasn't gone unnoticed. From the bottom of our hearts, everyone here at WTOP 10 really just wants to thank you.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. It definitely means a lot to me coming in here as a transfer, only 2 years. You know, I've gotten some great opportunities to work with Mike in the NCAA basketball tournament. I mean, I've gotten opportunities to work games like these, whiteouts. I mean, you can't get that experience anywhere else. Of course, I'd like to thank a couple people, my family and friends, for always watching and supporting me and giving their feedback. Of course, everyone who stood beside me in games, and definitely everybody on the other side of the camera. I mean, we wouldn't look as good as we do right now without those guys and girls behind the scenes there. And, of course, that goes for every game, basketball, volleyball, hockey, soccer, other shows I got to be a part of, like Acting Out. And, of course, we got to thank the teams that I covered. They talk to us. They're willing to talk to us and do interviews at very weird hours of the day and after classes and everything. And the coaches, they're all great, and they put on great shows for us to do great games. So a big thank you to them. And, of course, congrats to all the other seniors on the ice and the court and in WTOP overall. And, of course, the people that will be here after, Brian, Zach, Mike. I'm confident that the WTOP is in great hands. And no matter where I go, I know I'll always be a topper. And there's no better way to go out with 2 Oswego hockey wins.
Ketter, I met you my very first game I did, I was a camera guy for a soccer game. I met you, I had a conversation with you, you told me you were from Elmira, and every single broadcast since you have told me that, time in and time out, that you are from Elmira. I will never forget it, but all the memories that you and I have shared doing the NCAA tournament basketball games and all the SUNYAC basketball games here on Hockey Night in Oswego, the volleyball games, whatever it's been and whatever it's going to be in the future, I wish you best of luck in your journeys past Oswego, and you are more than welcome to come back onto a broadcast anytime you want to for a visit.
I would love to. Thank you so much, Mike.
Well, Nick, that's all the time we have, but we just, once again, thank you so much and best of luck in the future. That's all the time we have here on Hockey Night in Oswego for the season. Thank you so much for watching all year long. It's the Lakers winning Whiteout Part 2 over the Cardinals 4-1. So for the final time, Nick Ketter, for Zach Case, for Michael Gross, I'm Brian Rudman and everyone else here at WTOP 10. Thank you so much for watching this entire season. We'll see you next year.